Marcus Lawler got the strength. Has Mark English got the speed? Marcus Lawler is picking for home, but here comes on the outside is Mark English. Mark English coming up on the outside, he takes Lawler. 47-21.
We've got Michelle Finn starting to move around Mary. She said it's time to go. She doesn't want to make it the last lap burn up.
He's on the run up. 490. This an attempt, the highest height ever jumped in the stadium. And it's a no-go. This is the pop-up main event. €1,000 on the line on this race. That's what it's about.
Griggs, Cosgrave and Griggs. Oh my God, Griggs is coming back at him. But Cosgrave moves out. The master knows what he's doing. 3:56.27. But a 17-year-old has run sub 3:57 for the mile here at the NIH today.
Girls think it's bad to look strong or to look fit.
You have the realization that it's possible to improve on yourself.
We're used to just kind of doing like the same sport every few weeks, and then we never really like change it up. So it was kind of something like different.
We have a much more of a variety when you do this program.
The best thing about it was probably the social aspect, because you got to have a laugh with everybody. I found the videos very helpful. I think I found the videos easier just because I could see exactly what I was meant to be doing.
Rather than taking stuff from social media, this was like a properly designed program.
And also got fit while having fun.
Girls motivate each other online now.
Definitely for me, I made a lot of friends. I enjoy PE, and then I got to like spend time with my friends as well.
Try everything, just get involved and have fun.
We are the Girls Squad.
My name is Irene and I coach with West Waterford Athletics Club. I coach athletes of all levels, seniors and masters, both male and female. Dungarvan is a town on a harbour. We're surrounded by beaches from Abbeyside to Cove. As a person who enjoys an outdoor life, it's the perfect place to be.
I love going to training with the club and in the club group because I think there's a massive just camaraderie and social aspect to it. You know, because it's an individual sport, it can sometimes be lonely and there's hard times, but I think, you know, it kind of gets you out of your head when you just go and meet up with the group, and there's always a bit of crack, and so it's like a family. The club is like family.
You're going that way. Finish at the flag. Yeah, and finish at the flag. So you have about a kilometre there of a warm-up.
So I've really enjoyed seeing more women come to the training groups, and particularly women who kind of thought that they would never be able to run a 5K, and it's like empowering them, and like talent and skills and, you know, being competitive, or the different qualities. It knows no gender.
Athletics Ireland have made huge progress through women in sport over the last few years. There have been a number of really good initiatives like Forerunners, which is Athletics Ireland's female leadership programme. Forerunners has given me a network of female coaches and administrators who we work together, we share information and we drive each other on.
So Irene is an example of a mentor in the club, and for me personally has had a massive impact. So all levels, all abilities and all ages have benefited from her knowledge. It's great to see now that women are empowered, and now the possibilities are endless for the future.
I would encourage all women to get involved, as you always get back more than you give.
Tonight with Jackie Mulhall, who is part of one of the start team at the NIA Live Athletics events. We just wanted to get some of her experiences as an official in athletics in Ireland. So Jackie, how did your role as an official start, and what would you say to people that wanted to give it a go?
I was a club athlete like so many others, and as I was coming to the end of my postgraduate studies, I got involved with university athletics and the administration there, and they needed officials. And in my entire time competing, over 20 years competing, I'd never been started by a woman, and I was curious to know how you become a starter. So I was very fortunate in Dublin that there was a panel of really experienced starters. So I went up one evening and said, "Hi, I'd like to become a starter. How do I do that?" And they mentored me through that. They sent me on some courses, and they gave me lots of opportunities for experience of starting races. So I started at juvenile competitions, then at the Dublin Graded Series, and then onto the senior panel. And then last year I was lucky enough to be on the European team for starting at the European cross country here in Dublin.
Absolutely amazing. How was that starting that race in such a historic moment for Ireland?
It was probably the best experience I've ever had in athletics. We were really fortunate that we were able to see both the Irish teams and the international teams up close. To see somebody like Jakob Ingebrigtsen on Irish soil. I'm really fortunate. This is where I come from. So I'm from Dublin 15. I'm from Fingal. So to start a European cross country championships in my hometown was just such a privilege.
Absolutely amazing. And what would you say to someone that was thinking about getting involved? I know that officiating at times can be a slightly thankless task. I know that athletes probably don't necessarily appreciate your work, but what would you say to someone that wanted to give back to the sport?
I think it's the greatest privilege you can have, because you get to be involved in the competition and to support the competition and the athletes. And there's nothing great, no greater pleasure than seeing a competition run well for the athletes and them going away with personal bests or having had a good performance. And we get up close and personal with all the competitions, which is a really privileged place to be.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Jackie, and we'll be looking out for you starting so many races tonight. Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
My name is Irene, and I coach with West Waterford Athletics Club. I coach athletes of all levels, seniors and masters, both male and female. Dungarvan is a town on a harbour. We're surrounded by beaches from Abbeyside to Cove. As a person who enjoys an outdoor life, it's the perfect place to be.
I love going to training with the club and in the club group, because I think there's a massive just camaraderie and social aspect to it. You know, because it's an individual sport, it can sometimes be lonely and there's hard times, but I think, you know, it kind of gets you out of your head when you just go and meet up with the group, and there's always a bit of crack, and so it's like a family. The club is like family.
You're going that way.
Finish at the flag.
Yeah, and finish at the flag. So you have about 1 kilometre there of a warm-up.
So So I've really enjoyed seeing more women come to the training groups, and particularly women who kind of thought that they would never be able to run a 5K, and it's empowering them, and talent and skills and being competitive, or the different qualities. It knows no gender.
Athletics Ireland have made huge progress through women in sport over the last few years. There have been a number of really good initiatives like Forerunners, which is Athletics Ireland's female leadership programme. Forerunners has given me a network of female coaches and administrators who we work together, we share information and we drive each other on.
So Irene is an example of a mentor in the club, and for me personally has had a massive impact. So all levels, all abilities and all ages have benefited from her knowledge. It's great to see now that women are empowered, and now the possibilities are endless for the future.
I would encourage all women to get involved, as you always get back more than you give.
Marcus Lawler got the sprint. Has Mark English got the speed? Marcus Lawler is picking for home, but here comes on the outside is Mark English. Mark English coming up on the outside, he takes Lawler. 47-21.
We've got Michelle Finn starting to move around Mary. She said it's time to go. She doesn't want to make it the last lap burn up.
He's on the run up. 490. This an attempt, the highest height ever jumped in the stadium, and it's a no-go. This is the pop-up main event. €1,000 on the line on this race. That's what it's about.
Griggs, Cosgrave and Griggs. Oh my God, Griggs is coming back at him. But Cosgrave moves out. The master knows what he's doing. 3:56.27. But a 17-year-old has run sub 3:57 for the mile here at the NIH today. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the National Indoor Arena for our first of many indoor events here. Packed stadium already. We're going to be about 15 minutes late getting started, so it'll be 6:30 before we get underway. We can see our pole vaulters just getting warmed up. So I'm here in the company of the lovely Katie Kirk. So Katie, welcome, and hopefully we will be able to entertain you for the next 3 hours or so.
I think we've got a lot of talking ahead of us, but thankfully warm and dry in the National Indoor Arena today in comparison to Finton's commentary duties on Sunday at the National Cross Country in Donegal. So we're feeling lucky to be warm and dry, but yes, slight delay on the events due to an accident on the M50.
So try track and field live here at the NIA. We have over 500 kids here, so it's going to be pretty hectic, but hopefully you'll get to see whoever you're on the stream to see. So look forward to having a great evening, and hopefully you can stay on for as long as possible.
Hi, my name is Nicole Hodson and I'm the club chair of Lusk AC. So here in Lusk we are absolutely blessed with a beautiful countryside and its surroundings. A lot of our adult members will know the local landmarks extremely well. One in particular would be Baldonkin Castle, which is a 5k run from the hub where we train.
Even though we're quite close to this Dublin city, there's still a village feel here in Lusk.
Athletics for me, I suppose one of the main things I like about it is that it's accessible for everybody. So that's our goal in Lusk, is that you come along and there's a place for you.
Yeah, I come here on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Really like the crew here. The coaches are really encouraging, really inclusive.
Today we're at training and we're getting a few rounds in before nationals for shot put. I like coming down here because it's a lot of fun and the atmosphere is lively.
In Lusk AC, we are very fortunate to have an amazing leadership team comprising of females and males. We have a number of very skilled people, both from areas in their own work or areas of athletics where they have given a lot of hours and months to training courses, and they can bring those skills into practice. I suppose we're very fortunate that we have quite a number of females in key roles, which is wonderful to see. Particularly, I suppose, maybe historically, women perhaps from the time babies arrived or their careers got a little bit too busy, it was probably somewhere that they had to let go and they couldn't be as active in a club. For us, we're passionate about ensuring that there is a place for all women in the club and key roles as well.
Coaching athletics to our junior squad, it's a way of, I suppose, giving back for all the years I've had in athletics.
It's very involving, they try to get everyone involved in as much as they can, and nobody's ever left out. There's always something for people to do.
I don't see there being a big difference between male and female roles in the club. I think we slot people in who are good for that role, and it's great to see that we have quite a number of females in it. In 2019, I believe it was, I read a piece from Athletics Ireland looking for expressions of interest in a female forerunner programme. Not quite sure what it was or where it would go. I jumped on the bandwagon. We applied for it, and luckily 4 of us were asked to join it.
You know, it was all about women in sport, leadership, so that really gave us a chance to kind of think about, for us in the club, what can we do to improve things. So we connected with so many other women around Ireland through the programme, which was great to get ideas about what they're doing in their clubs. And it was a nice, friendly kind of an atmosphere that you could ask questions and, you know, give advice as well if there's something that we've been through in the club.
To see that we're all pretty much on the same level, trying to make the communities a better place, trying to give back.
We were able to focus on how to keep girls in sport, and that was something I was really interested in, being a mother and of a young girl, and of course for all the young girls in the community. I would encourage any women who are considering taking up roles within their clubs to go for it, because you can only gain from it.
To know there are people out there who may have the skill you need, or you may need to tap into that person, and to ask, and not to be afraid to ask. So I have asked quite a lot over the last year or so, and I'll continue to ask, because only by asking, you know, can we actually get help, or perhaps be given the answer we need, or be pointed in the right direction. So I would certainly recommend this course for any female within their respective athletics club.
So it looks as some of the athletes are getting themselves ready at the start of the under 12 girls 60 metres, so under 11s and 12s. They're just some of them using blocks, some of them not using blocks. No requirement for that age group to have to use blocks. So there we have Ruby Lavin. No, it looks like actually that could be Ava Broderick, we reckon there. Just doing her warm up. So the gentleman that I am, I'll let Katie do the first race.
Thank you very much, Vinton. If everyone that is listed shows up, we actually are going to have a little bit of a Dublin versus Carlow battle in this race today, as we've got two athletes from St Lawrence O'Toole, and we also have Ruby Lavin from St Patrick's AC. So hopefully, who's going to be the winner of that County Carlow race, and within this race, we'll see. So it looks like we've got 4 athletes in this race. We've got Emily Kidd of St Lawrence O'Toole, Ravina Shannon of Lucan Harriers, Ava Broderick of St Lawrence O'Toole as well, and that looks like Ruby Lavin of St Patrick's AC.
Yeah, so I think in lane 3 there, that could be Ciara Keane from Stock Valley all on her own, and then it's 6, 7 and 8. So unfortunately for Ciara, she's going to have no one either side of her.
I know. Sure, kids, they're usually quite happy just to race themselves and see how it goes today.
No doubt Tom Clinton, the starter's going down there, so if you false start, girls, don't worry, I won't see it. That's sort of his motto, or I'll let you go again.
Just as well. It's really important that the kids just come here today, enjoy themselves. Just as a reminder for those watching at home, this could be some of these children's first experience of racing indoors or in an arena of this size. So it's a great opportunity just to get used to the environment and get used to this atmosphere.
And we'll most definitely see that later on with the relay events. I think about 45 or 46 teams in the relays, so many of the kids first time ever at the track here, so great to see. So there we are, homing in on the first event of the day. And looks like Ruby Lavin there. We're number 2.
From St Patrick's AC, which is also in Carlow. So as I said, we've got 3 Carlow women in this event. We want to see who's going to win the race for County Carlow. But just a little note on St Patrick's AC. Ruby will hopefully be benefiting from the wonderful coaching of Mary Behan, who's also been a participant on the Athletics Ireland Forerunners programme for women in 2021. The live stream is being done today in association with our Women in Sport and Sport Ireland. And currently we have a strategy in place to promote women's level and their ability to coach and hopefully govern in our sport. And one of the coaches at St Patrick's AC has been a participant in that programme. So hopefully young athletes like young Ruby Lavin will be benefiting from those programmes that our Women in Sport officer Liliana O'Hara is doing.
Okay, so Ella Duffy has down as 9.13 for our PB. So let's see if any of these girls can go in or around that or sub 9 for the 60 metres.
They're under starters orders now. And it looks like the Lucan Harriers athlete has got a wonderful start here today, with Emily Kidd from St Lawrence O'Toole and also Eva Broderick, also of St Lawrence O'Toole, close behind. What a tight race we had there, and a time of 9:20. Potentially some PBs there, or if it's a first time event for many, it's just a nice little mark to get them started for this early season indoor race.
It looks as though they're all wearing spikes, so they're well prepared anyway.
Yes, all doing crouch starts too, which is good to see. Hopefully the coaches can give them some feedback. And we're just in a little replay there. So as you can see, the athlete from Lucan Harriers got an excellent start, but Emily Kidd from St Lawrence O'Toole really coming back to her in the last few metres, along with her teammate Eva Broderick, also of St Lawrence O'Toole.
So a huge programme of events here. The good thing about this track and field live, the races should go off every couple of minutes, and then we will be a while before we get to our first field event. We have a very good pole vault coming up. Matthew Keenan, one of the stars of Irish pole vaulting, he's here to compete tonight, so hopefully we'll get into the high 4 metres in the pole vault later on. So anyway, race 2, Katie. 4
race
athletes.
2, so we've got Dunn, Norton, Masterson and Gallagher. And it looks like an excellent start from Amy Masterson of St Bridget's AC, but closely followed behind Mia Dunn of Lucan Harriers there. Another quite tight finish for our athletes in a time of 9:08, if that is correct, slightly quicker than that first heat that we saw.
Yeah, pretty close race that there between the girls in lanes 6, 7 and 8. So Amy, Ciara and Mia. But it looks as though Amy got the better of them all.
I think that whenever you're trying to commentate for the kids races, you're just looking to see who got a good start. But actually, the 3 athletes on the outside their starts were almost identical. It was only in the last few metres that Amy Masterson from St Bridget's AC just pulled away. And that is an excellent time. Slightly quicker than that first heat that we saw, so hopefully they're pleased with that.
Absolutely. So we wait for the under 11 and 12 boys to get called into the start. They're making their way over now. You'll shortly see them coming into view. You can see down the pole vault Seamus Flynn from Dublin Athletics and Lusk AC, one of the great promoters of pole vaulting here at juvenile level around the country. So if you're really good coaches at pole vault, it's really come on in the last number of years.
At previous events for the live athletics meets, there's been some really good pole vault battles between many of the athletes that are here again today. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do.
Okay, so already have the boys on the line. Jackie Mulhall's putting them into the start, and we can see Flynn Carrigan from Rathote deciding he's going to go from a standing start position. And indeed he gets a really good start. But it's right out in lane 8, Charlie Birmingham from Lucan Harriers. So it looks like as though Lucan Harriers is going to win the first race in the girls and the first race in the boys. 9:01.
It just goes to show you that a standing start can also do an excellent job, especially for the younger children. It can be a little bit technical, so a standing start can also be very effective. But seeing there Charlie from Lucan Harriers taking the win.
Off to a flyer there, looks like Finn Carrigan, but he got ground down, and that was a storming finish. Dip to the line.
Really excellent running style as well. Lovely to see, very powerful.
So straight into the next race, and it looks like in lane 3, Mark Kelly from Lambay Sports Academy. But Jackie has them down on the start already before we can go through the lists. So absolutely flying through the starters.
And we also have a little shout out today for Harry Atkinson. He's currently in lane 4 from Metro St Bridget's. His mother messaged me on Twitter.
Super start. You can tell he's practiced his starts here. So it looks as though Harry Atkinson from MSB is going to take this from Killian Delaney Crusaders on the outside him. So a Dublin 1-2 there. And that looked very fast. 8:52. Really fast run there.
Super time there. His mum also let me know that he is a national silver medalist. I'm not sure in what event, but he definitely showed that class today.
I suspect it must be the 60 metres on the outdoor track, yeah, with the speed like that. So here we see him absolutely, look at the arms, absolutely pumping away, the head bobbing up and down. Dips to the line. Nearly kills Kieran Conlon with the camera. So girls under 14 next. There'll be 3 heats in the girls under 14. So pole vault looks as though it's started with its opening heights. I'll try and just see, is there a sign down there to show what height they're on? I don't think there is any. There's a nice clearance there. So it's either Kaylin Lee Madigan or Sarah Durham. I think that's Kaylin Lee Madigan there. So first time clearance for her. So just to let everyone know, 6 events in this track and field live, trying to spread it out further than the NIA. So we have 2 events in what used to be AIT, so TUS Athlone on the 1st of December, and then again on the 1st of February, and then 4 more events here in the NIA. We have the 14th of December, the 18th of January, the 8th of February, and the 24th of February. So great work by Dave Matthews in Athletics Ireland, who's taken on this role. Looks as though he's winging it all the time, but he does put some work in the background.
Certainly does. Before these events you see him running around trying to organise everything. He certainly puts so much work in, and I think that all the athletes are very grateful for the opportunities that they have to run indoors, especially at this time of year when the weather's not so nice.
Absolutely, yeah. It's early season. A lot of the senior stars won't be ready for racing, but as the weeks go on, they'll be looking for races, and they'll look for qualification times for Istanbul in February. So there'll be plenty of stars here along with the kids in future meets.
I think that was also a good first time clearance there for Sarah Durham as well in the women's pole vault, and we're just seeing Cleveland Madigan again on the runway for her second height. Unfortunately we don't have any marks for that, but we will try and get them to you if we can.
Yep, and another clearance, probably another 10 centimetres. She has down, I think, 260 as our PB, and doesn't look to be too far off that at the moment. So it looks like we've all 8 lanes in this one, Katie, and the girls under 14, 60 metres.
Makes it a little bit easier for us, not having to work out who's missing.
Absolutely, and Nicole Doherty from Rathoath. Katie Doherty, our older sister, was on the Irish schools team last year. Great season, over 100 and 200 for Katie. So Nicole, no doubt, under 13 running against the under 14s here, but I expect her to feature. And then Shruti Prasad from ASAC won a Louth Juvenile Star Award last weekend when we had our Louth Awards, so this will be a fast race, I suspect.
We've got a good showing here from Lockview AC and also from St Patrick's AC. I would guess lots of clubs travelling down in groups tonight to attend, and maybe treating this as the first taster in a bit of a training session to see what they can do once indoors arrives into the new year.
Be interesting to see, do I recognise any kids from the cross country last Sunday running indoors a few days later? I doubt it, but time will tell.
There are some. I had a little look there. That is the interesting thing about these events, is certainly that, you know, all the kids are covering lots of different things from cross country right down to 60 metres.
Just want a race.
So underway, the first 3 or 14 years, 16 moves in with Jessica Briotti, shooting past the pace,
So Jessica Briotti there from St Bridget's coming through. Shruti Prasad was the leader there for probably about 40 metres from ASAC, but Jessica Briotti, I do believe she has won national medals. Recognise the name from the track, all right. So 8:27, very fast.
Yeah, excellent start from Shruti Prasad, but Jessica Brody just catching her near the end.
So the girls all get taken together, and Kieran Conlon, who is very involved in primary schools, coaching, taking photograph of every race, so that's great to see. And there's the man himself, member of Navan AC.
A few more athletes missing from this race, but you can just see the athlete from Metro St Bridget's there setting up her blocks and getting ready. She'll be going later on in the under 16 girls 4x2s as well, so we'll keep an eye out for Mia Brett in that.
So we see Mia has a PB of 8:24, so that last race was won in 8:27, so she'll have to be up there on PB territory to try and beat that time from the first race.
So from the inside, we've got Murray, King, Brett, Marchanka, and Henry. It looks like these girls are ready to go. We're just waiting on the athlete, Isla Henry, in lane 8 to get her, make sure her blocks are perfect. We don't want any slippages today or falls.
No accidents, please.
And it's a great start from the athlete in the middle from Metro St Bridget's, but then Isla Henry from Lockview are just really battling to the line there. But it looked like Mia Brett from Metro St Bridget's takes the win, followed by Isla Henry from Lockview.
8:37 as the clock shows there, so it'll probably get rounded up or down by a couple of hundredths, but it should be pretty accurate.
Absolutely, we had a little bit of a battle there. You know, Mia Brett certainly got the better start over Isla Henry, but she really did come back to her, and then Mia just held on at the end there for what I think is the win, officially to be confirmed, of course.
Super start by Isla, but Mia ground her down. And a good run by Kayla Murray from Rathouth, I think, in third place. So I thought he was over the pole vault. The pole came down very late there. He can't believe it himself. So that must be Jack Ford from St Killian's AC, I'd say.
We're just going over to the track for Heat 3 of the under 14 girls, 60 metres. And a lovely clearance there from Sarah Durham on the women's pole vault. And it looks like Lockview's Eva Patton really battling here with Ella Garrigan of St Patrick's AC, I think. There's been some lane changes in this race, but
just to make it a little bit more difficult for you. Yep.
Yeah, of course.
So we move to the boys under 14. We've got 2 heats in this. A big contingent from Blackrock AC in Dublin.
Remember I had a stat about someone competing in 60 metres and also cross country. If he's here, Ruben Capocci also does Juvenile XC League. He maybe wasn't at Nationals, but certainly competes in both for sure.
Good man. So the boys away here, and it looks like right out in lane 7, Conor O'Brien from Blackrock AC is going to take this, and then in lane 4, Coleman O'Byrne from Auckland AC, 8:47. So the tallest athlete with the longest stride took that heat.
I would say watch for the other Blackrock athlete in the future. Lovely compact stride, certainly with plenty room there to improve.
So not much time for the boys to get their blocks ready. The starts team are absolutely rattling through these races. It's a packed program tonight. You can see the girls under 16 already ready to take to the blocks as soon as these boys go. So we can see in lane 3 Conor Barker from Blackrock AC in Dublin, and then Lambay Sports Academy's Liam Hanley in lane 4, and then in lane 5 just touching his block there's Aaron Burgess from Regent House.
I think a lot of Regent House athletes are actually Lockview, but they seem to be down as a mixture, so but they're all wearing Lockview kits, so I think that's who they're down with today.
I haven't heard of Regent House, whether is it a club?
It's a school.
It's a school.
About 5 miles from my house.
Oh, yeah. Local knowledge. So away we go, and a great start there from Aaron Burgess from Regent House. He's going to storm away with this, and then it's Conor Barker in second place, so 8:22 as opposed to 8:47 in the first heat.
Yes, excellent start there from Aaron Burgess from Regent House / Lockview AC. Certainly got a really big jump in the field there. Out of the blocks very well.
Conor Barker did put up a good effort, but 3-4 metres at the end. Then out in lane 7, Ruben Capocci from LSA in third. So again, go to the under 16s. Another all 8 lanes being taken here. 3 heats. 24 athletes, so great to see the under 16s and the older age groups having so many athletes in them.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that the under 16 girls had so many entries tonight. Whenever you compare that the under 16 boys only has 1 race, and normally that is probably something that we see switched. Normally the boys races have slightly more, so it's really good to see the girls under 16s coming out for such a good showing tonight.
So we just mentioned Katie Doherty earlier. I don't see her on the start line there, or do I? She's supposed to be in lane 6, so it doesn't look as though Katie Doherty are international schools athletes racing, which is a pity, but no doubt we'll see her. The Rathoth Club, great supporters of all these events.
We've also got Alexandra Ward today, who usually does hurdles, so maybe testing speed today over the 60 metres.
All the way from Ennis Track. That great battle with Dean Casey and Nick Griggs last weekend. So showing that they have sprinters as well.
Quite the journey to be in Dublin tonight for sure, but hopefully going to have a good race. And it looks like Alexandra Ward of Ennis Track getting an excellent start there with, if the clock is correct, time of 8:13.
So Roisha Gavin from Limerick put it up to the other Munster athlete there, but it looks as though your Alexandra Ward, you were right, took that from Roisha Gavin, but only say a couple of hundreds between the two of them in the end. And then Lily May Code from Drogheda District in third.
Some more Lockview athletes in this race again. Notably, we've got Freya Boyce from Lockview as well. She was the Ulster Schools 100 metre champion for the inter-age group during the summer, and would have been probably 5th or so under 15 indoors last year for 60 metres. So I'm sure she's looking to improve on that this year and looking forward to some of the events that are coming up in the new year.
8:11 she has down as our PB. So the last race won in 8:13. So that was a good run in the first race. So it just looked to be missing maybe lane 5, Grace Canning, from St Patrick's. Well, nobody in lane 8 either, so Saoirse Garrigan not running either.
So Myers, Cowsley, Quinn, Boyce, Halpin and Doyle.
So you're putting your money on Freya, are you?
I unfortunately couldn't find stats on anyone else, so yes. And as expected, it is a good start for Freya Boyce from Lockview, but really pushing her on there is Leah Halpin of Brothers Pierce AC, and it looks like it was Layla Halpin of Brothers Pierce AC that won that one over Freya Boyce from Lockview.
Yeah, so Layla, really good sprinter. Brothers Pierce 8:14, so first race 8:13, second race 8:14, so depending on what way the rounding goes, it's going to be very, very close. You see Layla Halpin, she gets through very late there, so it bodes well for her 100 metres when she gets to outdoor if she comes through like that.
You know, she had a good start, but I just think that Freya Boyce had it slightly over there. But you could tell she had really good relaxation through her shoulders and neck, and that is what really helps her sprinting.
So I'm getting away pretty lightly. Katie used to do the girls' races, which is 3 heats, and then only 1 race in the boys. So
It's a mystery. Where are they?
I'll take it.
In this race, we also have Caoimhe Delaney from Metro St Bridget's. We've had lots of MSB athletes out here tonight, but she will also be going later in that under 16 relay. And one of her teammates' mums messaged me on Twitter to let me know that she was competing tonight. So hello to Caoimhe. Hopefully tonight is a good one for you.
Absolutely.
So we've got Dalton, Cassidy, Curtin, Delaney, Manning and Byrne. I think we're missing the athlete in lane 6, but that doesn't seem to be Caoimhe Delaney. She seems to be here. And it's a great start from the athlete in the middle, Ella Curtin of Brothers Pierce. But it looks like Cassie O'Byrne from Lawrence O'Toole really putting it to her, and Ava Cassidy from Lucan Harriers taking the win with a little bit of a celebration there. She must be happy with that. 8:21 on the clock.
Well, that's actually Grania Moran from Dundalk St Gerard's. Yeah, so no Grania very well, and she's had a lot of injury over the last year or two. She goes up and trains in Mary Peters Track. Well, she goes up and races a lot of the races up Mary Peters Track, trains in Newry. Her dad Sean,
She
our
a
coach.
teammate of Kate O'Connor's then?
Yeah, same club. Yeah, a lot of quality athletes in Dundalk St Gerard's, doing really well, and obviously they have Kate O'Connor to look up to, and the Patience Jumbo Gula, and plenty of stars past and present. So she'd be happy with that, as will her dad Sean, I suspect.
Well, after, as you say, if she's had a few difficult years, it looks like she was really pleased with that. It's really nice to see her back on the track here today, and seeing her so happy with her performance.
Yeah, previous national, I think, under 15 200 metre champion.
And as we said, just the one boys under 16 60 metre race tonight.
Looks like we have all 8 athletes in it. We have Leo O'Brien from Selbridge, Chris Burgess. We have Jack Mills then in lane 3 from Lucan Harriers, Russell Vecune from Lockview, Stevie Wong, Drogheda District, Luke Matthew Calitz from Limerick AC, Jamie Coyne from Brothers Pierce in lane 7, and then his clubmate Tom O'Brien out in lane 8.
So Russell Vecune from Lockview is actually a Fiji native. He had his first track season in the summer there and really did quite well. He finished second in our age group outdoors 100 and 200 and clocked a time of 11:45 for that event. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do in the second year of athletics for him.
Yeah, Fiji were also second in that rugby match a couple of weeks ago as well, weren't they? So boys under 16, 60 metres. Limerick AC's Luke Matthew Calitz last into the blocks. Looks down at the finish line.
Looks like they're all settled. We're just waiting on one athlete.
Head down, he's ready.
Still a bit more movement there, I don't know.
So we haven't had any false starts yet, and it looks like Lockview's Russell Vecune is going to take this. And then very, very close between Luke Matthew Calitz and Tom O'Brien then for second and third. And actually Leo O'Brien in the inside from Selbridge also had a good run. The time there 7:26. So that's actually pretty good moving. I think Israel Olatunde 6:61 I think is the national 60 metre senior indoor record. So anything under 7 seconds around this age group is really, really good running. So we see them again here. And he got out really well, keeps the head down, stays low into his run. It's probably 25-30 metres before he's fully upright. And he absolutely storms away to win that. And then very, very close for second place. It looks like it was Tom O'Brien from Brothers Pierce. we're back at the pole vault. So still pretty low heights here, and that was Jack Ford from St Killian's there. A nice easy clearance for him, still a junior athlete. But Matthew Callan and Keenan, a PB of 4 meters 80, and he came with us to Spain a few years ago to the CSIT Games as part of a Leinster contingent, and was not easy taking poles on flights and on buses, and especially when a minibus comes to collect us to take us back to the airport. So so that's the last time I'll be carrying poles everywhere I go. So then Andrei Dmytrenko from Rathoth AC next up in the pole vault.
He's a V45 athlete, so a masters athlete. And I think he's competed at some European masters competitions, I think, for Lithuania, from what I could see.
So trying to get the crowd to give him a bit of extra adrenaline. So off he goes. A PB at 3 meters 30. But he'll have 2 more attempts. So next up we have our relays, and we are going to have a lot of relays. And just to let everyone know that the Track and Field Primary is an athletics program set up in 2019 by Dave Matthews and Kieran Conlon, who you saw with the camera earlier on, and then Dave is the meet director here. And it was to introduce the sport of athletics to children in primary schools, initially in South Dublin and Fingal local sports partnership areas. So to date they've had over 4,500 children involved in the programme in classes right away from junior infants all the way to 6th class. And currently they have over 40 schools that have received the expert athletics coaching for 6 to 8 weeks. And it's based on the Irish primary PE curriculum. So it's hoped that they'll be able to expand this Track and Field Primary Athletics programme to the to the Meath Local Sports Partnership and Dunleary Rathdown Local Sports Partnerships in the next 12 months, with another 2 coaches starting training in the next couple of weeks. So tonight the pupils from Tyrrellstown's Educate Together National School, Brunswick Street Boys National School and Stanhope Street Girls National School are taking part in an athletics competition for the very first time. So representing Brunswick Street Boys National School and Stanhope National School are Freya Farrelly, Derek Mumbley, Sophie Zlaika, Cole Healy and Luca Ogataita, Rudy Conway, Jingru Zheng and Caleb Downey. And then representing Tyrrellstown Educate Together National School we have Flavius, Abby, Moro and Brianna in one team, and then Tony, Prisha, Matthew and Bella in the other team. So a great initiative here, and well done to Dave and Kieran.
Just really important for this first taster of athletics that they are kept right, and you can see starter Jackie Mahal just making sure they know where to break and know what they're doing.
So 4 by 200 meters. So first lap in lanes, and then the second athlete you'll see down the back straight like they do in 800 meters. They'll break just down the back straight.
They're fairly even still, but the athlete on the outside really looks like she's going for it.
Yeah, so that's one of the Tyrrellstown Educate Together National Schools, but the inside lane, which I think is Brunswick Street, probably has the lead, because they'll have to stay in their lane, which doesn't seem to be happening with the outside team from Tyrrellstown Educate Together. But it's still, I think that's Brunswick Street. So come right into the halfway mark. So will they be able to break 2 minutes for the 800? Or what's your PB, Katie, for 800? 2:01?
2:01. We'll see if they'll break it.
Well, not the cleanest changeover there, but
well, they're getting them. They're legal. The changeovers are in the box. That's all that matters.
So it's Tyrrellstown leading it out. A very, very big lead. So Tyrrellstown 1 and 3 by the looks of things. So final changeover. This could be a last You can jog around here, I think, and take the applause from the crowd for the final 200 metres. Massive lead here. So, yeah, batting from the left into the right hand, and away she goes.
A very typical 400 metre relay style baton changeover, but you know what, we'll take it. It was clean, it was in the box.
So the athlete's been told they can run on the inside, take the shortest route possible. So final changeover now. So it looks as though Turlestown going to come round here to take this one. So they're going to be around 2:10, I think. A great round of applause. No, you have another few metres to go. Keep going. Well done. Yeah. So first time in a track for these kids, so fantastic.
You know, I don't think kind of experienced athletes appreciate how much it takes to actually put yourself out there. And for some of these kids, it is going to be a bit overwhelming. It's new rules.
Yeah,
we just got one left to finish here.
We always tell the kids to run to the line, but they're probably looking going, which line?
Yeah.
Yet again it happens. We have another line. That's it. Well done, guys.
I mean, it's no shame doing that. I've seen some of our senior athletes doing that as well from time to time. The lactic hits and you just don't know where the line is.
Yeah.
See one and you hope that is the finish line. So well done to all the children today. Their first experience of athletics on the indoor track, and we're delighted to have them, and hopefully some stars for the future there.
Absolutely. So that's only the first of lots of relays. You can see Angus there from Drogheda District. The sun is in his eyes, obviously, there, as he's looking for someone. So we can see all the relay teams over on the far side of the track getting ready to come in. So again, put those dates in your diaries. Don't forget, a lot of the entries, I think, for the Thursday, the 1st of December, are nearly full. You enter online, so just look up Try Track and Field Live or go onto the Athletics Ireland website and you'll be able to enter the races.
In terms of my journey, from the time I was a little small. You might say, okay, the purpose of this competition.
So just see that's Women's Sporting Coaching Network. It's Kay Bannon, one of the top sprints coaches based in Raheny Shamrock, and then I saw Hayley Harrison there as well, who is Tom Barr's coach. So some quality people in attendance at that.
Yeah, it was an excellent event. I was sorry to have missed it. Unfortunately, I was away in a training camp in Portugal, but it really just offered an opportunity for the athletics coaches in Ireland to meet and network with other coaches from different sports, which was something that I think the coaches fed back that they really wanted to do. I think there was many connections made. There was multiple different kind of learning experiences there, and hopefully our athletics coaches really benefited. I think it was great because we had everything right up from kind of grassroots development coaches to our really high level coaches attending. So I think that certainly our kids will hopefully be benefiting from those experiences that their coaches are getting at the networking days.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you're nearly out there on your own sometimes when you're coaching week in, week out, but there's loads of opportunity for coaches to be able to share in different disciplines within the same towns and counties or whatever, and that's happened so much around the country now, which is great to see. Different coaches in different clubs are specialists in certain areas, and some clubs just don't have it, and they're able to move to pretty close by and have the expert coaching. So yeah, the more coaching courses and the more people that attend the coaching courses, the better it is for the association. So we have lots of relays coming up here now. 11s and 12s, girls and boys relays. I'd say we are going to have the full 6 in each because we have 23 or 24 entries in this. So we have teams from Blackrock AC, Clonus making all the way down from Monaghan. We have a few teams from Clongriffin, a couple from Crusaders, Dunboyne, Lambay Sports Academy, one team from Lucan Harriers, 2 teams from Reeside and 1 team from St Patrick's.
And of course, Blackrock AC certainly deserve a mention. They've currently been fundraising for the Help Alice Beat Cancer Fund, which is, a young girl from their area that has unfortunately had a rare form of aggressive cancer, and they've raised nearly €600,000 to fund some treatment for her in the States. So hopefully that goes well, and I think that those kids have been participating in multiple events to raise money for that.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So we've done Boyne in lane 1, Clonus in lane 2. Just try and see who are in the other lanes. So Clongriffin, I think, in 3, Crusaders 4, Clongriffin 5, and Blackrock in 6. So if you looked at social media recently for Clongriffin AC, they had a great spree athletics event, and then they had the one and only Katie Kirk down to do a talk to their juvenile athletes last week. So lots of positive things happening there.
I know, it's really nice to hopefully maybe get to meet some of them today. It was an online workshop, so sometimes you don't get to see the faces, so it's lovely to see some of the work in action, and I hope all of them are engaging in those sports nutrition strategies that we suggested, not eating foods that are going to make you feel sick, and hydrating well. And hopefully the nutrition tips that I gave them will help them perform a little bit better today. We'll see.
Absolutely, every little counts. So I was chatting to Sinead Galvin at the Athletics Ireland awards lunch yesterday, and she said the spree athletics was unbelievable fun. So real inclusive. All the kids try multiple disciplines, and then at the end there's a relay, and you're held back depending on your results, and then it's like you go off a few seconds after the others, and it's a real new initiative to try and get kids to try every event.
Yeah, absolutely, and by the sounds of it, Clongriffin really have a lot of interest in their club. They have a waiting list. They started it only in 2020, but they've already grown to, I think, over 100 athletes at this point, and it's great to see so many kids in their area wanting to be involved in the sport.
So we can see actually Sinead down the behind starter Joe Ryan there.
Giving some last minute tips, it looks like. Stand on the line.
There she is. So I'd say one of the athletes says, "Will you go away and leave me alone?" So starter just asked, could you hear in lane 6? I'd say you could hear in lane 26 if there was 26 lanes. So away we go, 4x200 metres.
We've got.
Right out the outside, Blackrock do look to be going very well, Katie.
I hope she hasn't gone up too hard. Oh my goodness. She's really stretched away from the athlete on her inside from Clongriffin.
Absolutely
I don't think she looks like she's tiring.
Storming first leg. This is a superb first leg by the Blackrock AC athlete.
Looks like we might see Clonus hand over in second here, followed by Clongriffin and Crusaders.
So the break now, yeah. So big lead for Blackrock from Clongriffin, from Clonus, Crusaders, Dunboyne, and then Clongriffin.
The athlete from Clongriffin is certainly starting to eat up that lead that Blackrock had, but they're still holding on to it. Changeover just about clean there.
Oh, Clonus just didn't get a great changeover, so Clongriffin had the lead, but she saw the gap on the inside, so Clonus move into second place, but still, about 25 metres to Blackrock with the lead from Clonus, Clongriffin, and then Dunboyne absolutely storming. She just clipped herself on the post on the inside. But we could have a pretty good final leg in prospect here, and a really good leg there from Clonus. So it's Blackrock from Clonus.
Ooh, we're going to have a tight lap here. Still the athlete from Blackrock in the lead, but Clonus on the chase, followed by the Clongriffin A team, Dunboyne and Crusaders. But we've got a little bit of a battle on our hands here. The athlete from Clonus is absolutely storming. Is she going to come past the athlete from Blackrock? Going to be exciting finish.
This is the finish we wanted. Can Blackrock respond? Looks like Clonus are going to take it. She's tying up, but she's just done enough, timed it to perfection. So it's Clonus from Blackrock, from Clongriffin, and then Dunboyne from Crusaders, and then the second Clongriffin team coming into the home straight now.
That was a nice tactical move from the athlete from Clonus. She just moved in front of the other athlete, made sure that she couldn't get past, and her teammates were cheering her on. And just finishing now is the second team from Clongriffin. What an exciting finish.
Yeah, super race. So here you see them coming into the home straight here now, and the Blackrock athlete did respond there, but then just close out the gap.
And of course that Clonus AC team travelled up from Monaghan today, and they are the Ulster 12 4x1 gold medalists, so they have good relay pedigree. Probably if we had everyone's stats, they'd be on paper the favourite to win that race.
So back to pole vault. Pole vault will go on for a long time. I wouldn't say it's only just probably about 350 or so, I'd say, at this stage. So next set of relays coming up. We can see the first athletes being taken to their starting position. So we have Lucan, Blackrock, Dunboyne, Clongriffin. And then that's a new singlet to me then in lane 5. I'm going to say it's reside. I'm going to make a call on it. No, it's St. Patrick's. So there's Blackrock. Can they make amends for that first heat and take the win in this second of our under 12 relays? There's Dunboyne. Clongriffin. And then out on the outside, St. Patrick's.
25, you can hear me? On your marks. Set.
So our second club relay underway. Pretty even so far. Maybe Clongriffin out in lane 4, the early leaders.
Yeah, it just looks like the athlete from Clongriffin just pulling away in the second part of her first leg. See if she can hold on to this early lead before she hands over to her teammate.
And Lucan also going well on the inside, and then probably from Dunboyne. Dunboyne, the second athlete, will have to hold back. Hang on there, you get the baton. So she's got the baton now anyway.
Yeah, so that looked like St Patrick's from Dunboyne, from Blackrock.
So this is going to be a much closer one. So Dunboyne from Clongriffin, from Blackrock, and then Lucan. So coming up to the halfway, coming up to 60 seconds. So 60 seconds on the clock. So the Dunboyne athletes, they like to go off fast before they get the baton, but they have a big lead. Then it's Blackrock, Clongriffin, and Lucan Harriers battling it out for 2, 3, 4, and then we have St Patrick's.
So yes, still Dunboyne AC. They are doing very excellent 4x4 changeovers, making sure the baton doesn't slow down, but really stretching those changeovers out.
So it looks as though they are going to be safe. I think that's wee Katie O'Reilly, John O'Reilly's daughter from Dunboyne, who would have been at UCD on scholarship at the same time as Dave Matthews, would have been his training partner. And then we had a baton drop. Looks like Blackrock unfortunately dropped the baton, but they got up and they go again. So it's going to be Dunboyne, and then Clongriffin closing in on Lucan Harriers in second place. But Dunboyne come into the home straight. No doubt that they're going to take this second heat. They're going to be about 2:05. And then Lucan are going to hold on from Clongriffin, and then Blackrock got themselves up into 4th, and then St Patrick's 5.
The athlete from Blackrock doing really well there to gain another place after that unfortunate baton drop in the final changeover.
It won't be the first team or the last team to drop a baton in a relay.
Definitely not. I think it's really good experience. If it happens young, there's no hard feelings. Hopefully the child doesn't feel too bad about it, but certainly a good learning experience going forward.
So we can see right over in the just off the 60-metre track the next relay team waiting to come over. So more under 12s it looks like. So our third relay is out Clongriffin, Dunboyne, Land-Based Sports Academy and Crusaders. So Stars team saying relax lads.
Looks like we've got a mixture of some boys relay teams and then one mixed relay team from Clongriffin here, which is good to see.
So Jackie Mulhall there, who was one of the official starters at the National Cross Country up in Donegal last week. So Athletics Ireland's advantage. She's moved back from the UK a couple of years ago and rarely misses an event. So it's going to be Clongriffin in 1, Dunboyne in 2, LSA in 3 and Crusaders in 4. So you can just see down at the pole vault, Matthew Callan Keenan is just getting himself ready for obviously his opening height. In his DCU singlet, member of St Lawrence O'Toole. And he's had some great battles. He's still a student. And then Conor Callanan from Leevale, who is, I'm going to say, probably still only 18. The two of them have had some battles over the last couple of years for national senior titles. So there's our Dunboyne AC athlete in lane 2. Doesn't look too stressed. And then our LSA athlete in 3. And then Crusaders in 4. So as these athletes wait for the starters to get themselves organised, Matthew Callan Keenan, first attempt, opening height in the pole vault, and you can see it was very, very easy for him there. So we were flying through the races, obviously a little bit of a hold up for some reason. And I just got confirmation from Seamus Flynn at the pole vault. That was a 4-metre opening height for Matthew Callan Keenan. So the age of technology.
Of course, he set his PB in January in this arena, so 4 metres is probably a good place to start tonight, and we'll see what he gets to. He's had plenty of battles with all these other pole vault guys over the years. They're very comfortable with each other. I know that they usually help each other out a lot with their technical points, so it's maybe a little bit different from track racing. They maybe have a bit better camaraderie, but we'll certainly be looking to see what height he can get to tonight.
Yeah, and obviously pole vaulting on the world stage, one of the main world athletics events now with Mondo Duplantis, just obliterating the world records by a centimetre every time. He seems to be unbeatable. So there we see Matthew Callan Keenan just trying to get some guidance from his coaches. Still only around 21, I'd say.
Some other notable pole vaulters here tonight. We've got Shane Power. He's got a PB of 4:56. He was 4th at our national indoor champs earlier this year, so he'll be hot on Matthew's heels for the win tonight.
We'll see him in the green and white at St Joseph's. So okay, it looks as though we're ready to go again now in our next relay event. So away they go.
We've got Clongriffin in 1, Dunboyne AC in 2, LSA in 3 and Crusaders in 4. But it looks like potentially Crusaders have a slight lead right now, with Dunboyne also going well. But as they come around that top bend, it still looks like Crusaders. Got really nice fast leg speed there, pumping his arms. I'm sure he can't wait to meet his teammate at this changeover zone here, but it's still Crusaders AC in the lead.
Yeah, so bang on 30 seconds at the changeover. So he'll go around that bend and then he'll break down the back straight. And then we have Dunboyne from Lambay Sports Academy, and then Clongriffin. So our leaders from Crusaders break into the home straight, really long stride. And now he pushes on round the top bend into the home straight.
There were some really nice clean changeovers for that last change, so we'll see how this one goes. Excellent changeover by Crusaders there, still passing over into first, followed by Dunboyne AC and Clongriffin. We've got two girls competing against the boys tonight for Clongriffin, and it was an excellent second leg there from the Clongriffin athlete.
So Crusaders being closed down significantly by Dunboyne here, so this is going to be close-ish when they get into the home straight. So it'll probably be about a 10-metre lead for Crusaders. There's final changeover, and then Dunboyne. It looks as though Crusaders are going to be pretty comfortable here. Lambay Sports Academy get the final changeover, and then Clongriffin. But 100 metres to go for our leaders, Crusaders. He can stroll up the home straight now, but it's all against the clock for him.
There's an athlete from LSA that is absolutely flying around this top end. I think he's going to catch Dunboyne, and we're going to have a little bit of a battle in the home straight here. The athlete from Dunboyne just moves the inside, but the athlete from LSA goes around the outside and takes second place in this 4x2 relay.
I'm going to say that was the fastest leg.
I would guess.
He tried to take him on the inside and then saw there was no room, moved out.
It's the joys of kids athletics, you can get away with it.
So one more relay in the under 12 category. The athletes are making their way across the 60-metre track.
But yes, our officials doing an excellent job here today of guiding these athletes, making sure they know where to stand. I can't say it's easy guiding 11 and 12-year-olds. There's so many, but making sure they're all organised.
We must have 15 or 16 events done, and we're just an hour into the program, just over an hour into the program, so we're absolutely acing it here so far. So in this one it looks as though we have two LSA teams, Clongriffin, Dunboyne and Lucan Harriers.
I'm definitely seeing some athletes that have already competed. So for example, in this Lucan Harriers team, the first runner definitely has already run a relay about 15 minutes ago, so
take two.
She'll be tired.
And probably did the sprint as well.
3 events within the space of an hour is quite impressive.
So another clearance, probably 4:10 there, yeah, 4:10 for Matthew Callan and Keenan in the pole vault. So our final under 12 relay underway, and then we can see over, well, just off your screen there, a massive crowd for the under 14s.
So in lane 1 we've got LSA, in lane 2 we've got Dunboyne, in lane 3 we've got Clongriffin, in lane 4 we've got Lucan Harriers, and then in lane 5 we have a second LSA team. As with the last heat, we have a mixture of some boys teams along with some mixed teams. the point of this relay event is just to make sure that our young athletes are getting the experience of doing relays on the track, helping to expose them to different events so that once they're older, basically, they won't panic if they drop a baton or miss a changeover.
It's a real team event for them tonight then as well. Like, they're all in big groups all together. Down that warm-up area down the back straight's always a really busy, energetic spot. So Joe gets them ready.
And it looks like Lucan Harriers are getting an excellent start here. I think for this age group it's important to point out the girls and boys are fairly even.
Yeah, Dunboyne going well on the inside, and then Lucan Harriers on the outside. So they're going to be clear leaders. I would say Dunboyne will have it, but that's a great second relay run by the Lucan Harrier athlete.
Oh, it's going to be a tight change over here. Looks like it was just Lucan Harriers, but pretty much a tie on that first changeover.
Lucan are going to have a decent lead when she breaks here. So maybe 20 metres for Lucan Harriers over Dunboyne, and then we have Clongriffin and then the two LSA teams. But a super leg by the Lucan Harrier athlete.
Love to see a girl putting it to the boys, I'll be honest.
And she certainly did there. Just like Ciara McGeehan yesterday, athlete of the year, putting it to the boys. So female winner of athlete of the year, and well deserved. So
it's still Lucan Harriers in the lead with Dunboyne in second, Clongriffin in third, followed by our two LSA teams, which I'm sure are going to be battling each other to see who can cross the line first today.
So we just saw Matthew Callan and Keenan clear again there, probably at 4:20, but Lucan Harriers final changeover. I don't think they're going to be caught. Second place now, Dunboyne into the final changeover, and then the other athletes coming into the home straight before their final changeover. Well, you can see the huge gap there.
Oh, and there's a little bit of a battle, the two LSA teams, but the problem is, how do we know who's in which team? I'm sure they're doing a little bit of swapping here as Lucan Harriers just come into the final stretch. Absolutely powering away here, this athlete. He built up a little bit of a lead over Dunboyne, I see, in that last leg of the final heat of the under 12s 4x200 metre relay.
Then Clongriffin come into the home straight. So big round of applause there from the crowd. Dips to the line. It's great to see them dip into the line like that. And then, no, keep going. That's it. He's got a stitch. Nothing worse than a stitch when you're running. So now we move to the older under 14s for their series of 4x200 relays.
So I think it's this team of girls that I did the nutrition talk to on Monday. So hopefully some performance and enhancements from the talk, but we'll see. And it looks like Matthew Callanan Keenan is back on the runway. He's really been cranking out these attempts tonight. I think all clear so far.
Obviously last one in the competition, so he probably only gets his couple of minutes between jumps.
I think pole vaulters always enjoy the indoor events. They're not having to battle the elements or worry about wind.
So he's cleared 4:20. He's attempting 4:30 now.
All first-time clearances so far. Clean score sheet, and currently just himself to compete against. No pressure, and he can hopefully relax into it and get another clearance.
No. It's his first failure of the night. So you can see as they go up the age group that they get a little bit more professional, marking out their blocks there. So a few mixed teams here. It looks like on the inside St Patrick's athletes going to lead out and then hand the baton over to 3 Dunboyne AC athletes. And then looks like Lockview in lane 2. Can't make out lane 3. Crusaders in lane 4 and Fingallions 5 and then Clongriffin in 6. Off we go in the first of round 14, 4x200 metres. And it looks like Fingallions off to an absolutely flying start in lane 5.
Along with the athlete in lane 1 that we think is from St Patrick's, but running from a mixed team with a mixed team of other athletes from Dunboyne AC. But it also looks like Lucan Harriers in lane 3 also having a good run. But it's still Fingallions from our Dunboyne and St Patrick's mixed team.
So we just saw a second failure for Matthew Callan Keenan at 4:30, so he's only one attempt left. But down the back straight, it's going to be Fingallions maybe just as she breaks in from Dunboyne. And then look at Crusaders. And then Lockview absolutely flying. Then in 4th. This is going to be probably our closest race so far on the relays.
We might see a slightly tighter changeover here. Hopefully it's not too messy for our athletes. But it's still Fingallions from Dunboyne, from Crusaders and Lockview, with Lucan Harriers just taking up the back there. The athlete from Lockview really trying to get on the inside there, but I don't think there's any space. Still Fingallions in the lead, but the athletes behind seem to be catching up a little bit now as they'll come in for another changeover.
So it's going to be Fingallions and Dunboyne. Good changeover by Fingallions, decent one by Dunboyne as well. So Dunboyne now come up on the outside. Yeah, takes the lead and moves away 4 or 5 metres, and then looking behind then Crusaders and Lockview going to battle it out as well. But Dunboyne are going to take this, so it's the St Patrick's Dunboyne combination. And then they're all lining up in behind, but it's Dunboyne from Fingallions, Lockview, Crusaders.
Very tight finish on the line there for 3rd place, but it looks like Crusaders just got that ahead of Lockview. But excellent run there from our Dunboyne St Patrick's mixed relay.
And then our Clongriffin team crossed the line. So 1:56.03 that race.
They're getting faster anyway. The younger age
Getting
groups,
towards
of
my
course.
PB territory.
Of course, those younger age groups running around the 2:10 mark for what is a total of 800 metres. And now they're down to 1:56. Could play with some of the boys tonight in our men's 800 if they had a free lane.
So we see Matthew Callan Keenan getting himself ready for his final attempt at 4:30. He would hope and expect to clear that height. So he gets himself ready, goes through the motions. Final attempt, 4 meters 30. Pulls up and he makes his move. Oh, and he's hit it again. He had the height, just didn't have the distance.
Yeah, really good speed on the runway there and very good height, but unfortunately just coming down on top of the bar a little bit.
End of November, that's the time to be knocking poles down at 4:30. Season hasn't really started, so obviously just looking to see where he's at. So it's Dunboyne, Lucan Harriers, Dunboyne, Clongriffin, Crusaders and Lockview on the outside. So I see Tom Clinton giving a bit of guidance to the Dunboyne AC athlete on getting out of the blocks. So it's mandatory at under 14 to use blocks. So it's the first year where they have to use blocks. So away we go. It looks though we have a couple of relay events still left, and then we'll be getting into the senior programme. And the inside Dunboyne are going well, and then right on the outside Lockview.
Yeah, fairly tight race so far apart from those inside and outside lanes, but it looks like it might be Lockview to change over first in lane 6. Looks like a safe change over there, followed by Crusaders, Dunboyne and Clongriffin. Oh, and we've got a little bit of a faller there.
We had a faller there from Dunboyne. She still had the baton, and our athlete ran on but came back and got the baton, so she's gone off at a serious pace in behind us. Lockview with a big lead now from Crusaders, from Lucan Harriers, Clongriffin, and then the two Dunboyne teams. So we come up to the halfway stage, 57 seconds, so we're on course to be in or around the 156 or under. So
still Lockview with a big lead, followed by Crusaders and Lucan Harriers, with the athlete from Lucan really trying to get round Crusaders in this first 100 metres. So
it's Lockview with a 60-70 metre lead, so final changeover for them. 1:27 on the clock, although the clock is stopped there, so
yeah, they get the bell on this lap, so they know that there's a lap to go. Changing over in second is Crusaders, but it's still Lockview in the lead. No doubt about the winner in this relay. It's definitely going to be Lockview AC from County Down in Northern Ireland.
So Lockview are going to take this, and then an absolutely stormy run by the Clongriffin athlete, taking herself from 5th up to potentially 2nd here, but Crusaders has responded nicely there. Look at this. Who's going to get it? Clongriffin's just going to get it from Crusaders, and then Dunboyne and Lucan Harriers, and then the second Dunboyne team just coming into the home straight.
Wow, Wow, that was a great effort in that last 50 there. Just really squeezing out that Crusaders athlete to take second place in the second heat of the women's under 14 4x200 relay.
So it looks like 2 more relays. So it's LSA, Dunboyne, Crusaders, St Patrick's and Dunboyne. So a little bit of confab between the starters, and then the athletes look as though they're nearly ready. So great to be able to live stream these events over the whole series. So well done to Dave Matthews and to Lillian O'Hara, who was able to secure funding from Women in Sport as well. So able to bring this live action into your homes. The only problem is you have to listen to me.
Looks like the Dunboyne team on the outside, maybe pulling away with this one in the initial stages, with Clongriffin just behind them.
Yeah, Dunboyne team in lane 2 going pretty well as well, but it's going to be Dunboyne and Clongriffin, and then Dunboyne and then Crusaders and LSA.
So yes, Dunboyne from St Patrick's, I see the second Dunboyne team, and then Crusaders, followed by the LSA team. Oh, we've got a little bit of a battle here to get that second place. It looks like the athlete for St Patrick's just getting overtaken by the second Dunboyne team and the Crusaders, but it's still going to be Dunboyne. Nice little neat change over there. So it's the two Dunboyne teams in first and second, followed by Crusaders and St Patrick's, I see.
So there was some battle up the home straight on the second leg between Dunboyne and Crusaders, and there's a good battle here in this one as well, but it's Dunboyne well clear. And it's going to be the O'Reilly girl again for our second relay. She won in the under 12, so she's stepping up to under 14s here.
Not sure there'll be any doubt about the winner of this one, but it'll be interesting to see who wins this little battle for second place between the second Dunboyne team and Crusaders.
So it's going to be about 206, 207. It's either Emily or Katie O'Reilly, I just can't remember, from Dunboyne. So Dunboyne take 1-2 there from Crusaders, from St Patrick's, and then LSA. And then good round of applause for our athlete from LSA as she needs to go another 5 metres. So next group of relays looks like boys under 14. We have Dunboyne, Crusaders, Lockview, Crusaders, Clongriffin, and then Dunboyne. So the girls put a 156 up, so let's see what the boys can do here. So fair play to all the coaches and parents who brought such a huge crowd here, over 500 kids into the NIA for the first of our Track and Field Live series.
Stand up, please. your marks.
Boys on the 14, first relay away, 4x200 metres. So probably Dunboyne and Lockview, I would say. Probably Lockview maybe in lane 3.
Yeah, we've had a few battles between Dunboyne and Lockview teams so far this evening. Excellent showing from Dunboyne. I see they've had so many relay teams entered in this under 14 and under 12 categories. Changing over first there looked like Dunboyne, I see, in the outside, but very, very closely followed by Lockview. And as we move into this break, it looks like it's going to be Lockview just ahead, but the athlete from Dunboyne having a slightly better break there.
Crusaders now are starting to make their move as well. So we'll get the 400 metre split here now when they come across. So Dunboyne athlete in the lead had to go to the outside to pass across. He can go to the inside. So we're about 58 seconds at 400 metres. But it's Lockview just coming up onto the shoulder of Dunboyne, and then Dunboyne kicks again, keeps the inside. Always when you can keep that inside on that top bend, it's a huge advantage. He's looking for, he sees 2 Dunboyne singlets. Which one is my athlete? He gets it to the right one. Right, Katie, who are you calling here?
I'm going to say this athlete from Lockview is determined to chase down the athlete from Dunboyne, but he's not really getting any ground on him, I have to
You were
admit.
just being biased there now, right? You wanted Lockview to win. It's going to be Dunboyne from Lockview, 153.34. Dunboyne, Crusaders, and then Clongriffin.
Great effort there from the boys. They ran slightly quicker than the fastest girl team, so maybe they get the win tonight. But despite some chaotic changeovers, Dunboyne did manage to get the win there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like it's going to be a girls' relay race next. So 2 more relay races, it looks like, and then we get to the senior event with starting with the women's 60 metres, so that's probably about 15 minutes away. So this one, it is Dunboyne on the inside, then Blackrock, then Brothers Pierce, Lucan Harriers and St Patrick's. Okay, it looks like the starters are ready. I'm going to call them to their marks.
Stand behind your blocks, please. On your marks.
Here we go. Girls under 40. Oh, it's actually under 16 girls we're at. So let's see, can they beat the girls under 14, 156.03. It's Blackrock in lane 2 and Dunboyne in lane 1, I would suspect.
Coming into this first changeover, it looks like a little bit of a close battle between St Patrick's AC, Blackrock and
So Blackrock get themselves clear of that group of 4. St Patrick's maybe just on the outside in second place, inside them Brothers Pierce, Dunboyne and then Luke and Harriers. So Blackrock handed over from Brothers Pierce, then nothing between Dunboyne and St Patrick's, and then Luke and Harriers, a bit of a bump at the changeover.
The athlete from St Patrick's AC here just really making a big effort, and the athlete from Brothers Pierce just coming round ahead of that Blackrock athlete for the first time, but it's still Brothers Pierce AC stretching their lead away into the final changeover, followed by St Patrick's AC, Blackrock and Luke and Harriers, which is finally getting on to that third place position.
So we've Brothers Pierce just over 100 metres to go, and then it is getting pretty bunched up in behind. And at the minute it's St Patrick's, but Blackrock and Dunboyne were closing down there, but probably not enough metres left to make any change in second place. But it's Brothers Pierce take that one in 1:51.66, pretty good. From St Patrick's, Blackrock and Dunboyne, and then Luke and Harriers. So the second of our girls under 16 4x200s, and then it looks as though we just have one boys 4x200 waiting for after this race, and then we'll get underway with our senior program. What a great opportunity for so many kids here tonight. We started at 6:30, now 8:10, so we get probably the program in about an hour and 3/4, where probably 300 juveniles at least got the opportunity to run.
So in the second heat we've got Lockview AC, we've got a second team from Luke and Harriers, Crusaders team, and then Metro St Bridget's on the outside, which consists of Cueva, 2 Mays, and Lauren.
Stand behind your blocks, please. On your marks.
It's under 16 girls called to their marks. So away first time yet again. So MSB out on the outside. Met Eamon Coughlin yesterday at the Athletics Ireland Awards lunch. It was 70 a few days ago. The famous MSB colours. They're going to have a significant lead here after the first changeover. Very, very good there. About 26 seconds or so for that first leg.
So of course they're changing over in lanes for the first leg. They'll break once the athletes reach the first 50 metres of the second leg, but it's still Metro St Bridget's in the lead. But it looks like Lucan Harriers and Lockview are really chasing hard to try and reduce that gap down as we come into the third changeover.
So good second leg by all the athletes there. Metro St Bridget, lovely changeover. Fingalians then in second place, and then Lockview and Crusaders. So the lead just getting ever shorter. So they're right beside each other now, 100 to go, and then Metro St Bridget have kicked again. But Lockview have put themselves right in contention in third place. So it's going to be Metro St Bridget from Fingalians, from Lockview and from Crusaders.
So it's still Metro St Bridget's, but it looks like the athlete from Lucan Harriers is really chasing hard down the back straight here. She wants to make sure her team crosses the line first, trying to go wide round the bend, overtake as we come into the last 50. But it's still Metro St Bridget's. She's really trying hard to hold off the Lucan Harriers athlete, and it's, oh goodness, that looks like it hurt. Unfortunately, the Metro St Bridget's athlete just falling in the last few meters there, and unfortunately coming in third. But she still finished her race. She got through the line for her team, and hopefully not too much damage done there.
Yeah, in fairness, she took a serious slap to the ground but got herself up. It seems as though she went right down on her wrists, so it's just been taken away there, the first aid just there, so hopefully she's okay. But that was heartbreak there. No
tears either. If that was me, there would definitely be tears. Possibly a little bit of shock as well, but it looks like she's going to be well looked after by that medical team.
I'd say if it was you, there would have been a strop, would there?
Well, famously, Ulster Schools minor girls, I fell and did not get back up again, so I'm not known for finishing races if I fall.
So our final relay event coming up, the final event of our juvenile programme. Three teams here in lane 2 Lockview, lane 3 Lucan Harriers, and in lane 4 Crusaders. So you can just see up in the background the senior women getting themselves ready for their first 60-metre race that'll be getting underway after this final juvenile relay, the boys under 16.
Stand behind your blocks. On your marks.
Away we go now. Final juvenile event of the evening. Under 16 boys, 4x200 metres. Lockview on the inside, and then the high knee lift of Lucan Harriers athlete, and then Crusaders on the outside. So it's going to be Lockview. He's taken the stagger off both of those athletes, so he will have the lead. But very little between Lockview and Lucan Harriers. They break now. So Lucan Harriers just get ahead there, and then they can take the inside round that top bend and up into the home straight. So I'd say we're going to be sub 150 for this one. The way we're going, we're at 49.50 seconds. So it's still Lucan Harriers from Lockview and from Crusaders. So the lead probably 15 metres. Final changeover coming up now, and they'll go through 600 metres in around 116. So it looks as though they're going to be safe, Lucan Harriers from Lockview. But Lockview, look at this, very, very straight. Look at this for closing a gap. I don't know whether he'll even hear him. He's just going to come around the outside, just like Dara McElhinney came up on Hiko Tenosa on Sunday in the National Senior Cross Country. What a lovely last leg. Easy as you like for Lockview, 142.16. And then Crusaders come across the line to finish our juvenile programme. So straight into the senior action. No rest for anyone. Slave driver Dave Matthews. So it looks as though we only have 3 women in this first 60-metre heat. We've Laura McAteer from Lucan Harriers, Joyce Stevenson from Tullamore Harriers, and then Paula Riley from Selbridge. So you see the starters going down, moving their position from the finish area, from the relays, back up now to the 60-metre starts. So it'll be a couple of minutes away from getting going. So our senior programme about to get underway. Laura McAteer in 3, Joy Stevenson 4 and Paul O'Reilly 5. So away we go, and it looks like it's Selbridge's Paul O'Reilly being chased down by Laura McAteer, and Laura McAteer just gets up to take that one. 9:37. So we see the replay there, pretty close all the way, and then just towards the end you can see that Laura McAteer just begins to open up that little bit of a gap. So in this next race, we can see in lane 2 is Lara O'Byrne from Donore Harriers. So she's going to be there on her own. She should be one of the favourites for this. Quite a good race we have here. That's Niamh Gannon walking back in lane 8 from Selbridge. Inside her, Ave Ford from Rathoath. Anastasia Draculaki in lane 5 for Drogheda District. And then Katie Bergen from Moyne is in lane 6. So just see Katie Bergen doing her final stride out. She'll get called back and then they'll be ready to go. So great start there by Katie Bergen from Moyne AC, and she continues to move away from Anastasia Draculaki. But Katie Bergen, very good, 7:78. So that's Katie Bergen who took that one from Moyne AC. Just chatting to Laura O'Byrne from Donore Harriers. And in second place was Anastasia Draculaki from Drogheda District, I think. So it's pretty close there, but then you just see her begin to move away from the field. Anastasia Drakulaki in second, and then A Ford from Rathode finished very, very fast.
Girls think it's bad to look strong or to look fit.
You have the realization that it's possible to improve on yourself.
We're used to just kind of doing like the same sport every few weeks, and then we never really like change it up. So it was kind of something like different.
We have a much more of a variety when you do this program.
The best thing about it was probably the social aspect, because you got to have a laugh with everybody. I found the videos very helpful. I think I found the videos easier just because I could see exactly what I was meant to be doing.
Rather than taking stuff from social media, this was like a properly designed program.
And also got fit while having fun.
Girls motivate each other online now.
Definitely for me, I made a lot of friends. I enjoy PE, and then I got to like spend time with my friends as well.
Try everything, just get involved and have fun.
We are the girls.
Just in terms of my journey, from the time I was a little small. You might say, okay, the purpose of this competition.
So we're over to the men's 60 metres now. We have 4 heats here. So big entries in this men's 60 metres. Lane 1 we've Harry Jackson from Lockview. Lane 2 Jack Ford from St Killian's. Well, that looks like a Metros and Bridget or a Brothers Pierce singlet. David Bosch from Dundrum South Dublin is in 3. Nathan and Lovu from Limerick is in 4. Valentinos Galaris from Crusaders 5. James English, Drogheda District is in 6. Con Bonner from Dunleer is there, although I don't see him. So I don't think we have anyone in 7 or 8. So in lane 2, it's James Brennan from Brothers Pierce. He was down to go in heat 2, but he's going in heat 1 here. Lots of changes in this one, so I just see in lane 6 it's Hugh Walsh actually from Lucan Harriers wearing 117, so I'll try my best here. So looking through it, there's a big mishmash between heats 2 and 1. So it's Sean Ennis from Navan in lane 1, and that's James Brennan in lane 2 from Brothers Pierce. Then Nathan Dunleavy, Valentinas Galaris, James English, Hugh Walsh. So the first for men 60 metres underway, and it looks like it's Crusaders. Valentinas Galaris took that one pretty comfortably in 7:41. So that was actually Sean Owens wearing 129. So Sean Owens from Crusaders taking that one in 7:41. So we'll see again. Sean Owens, the tall figure, doesn't have a very high knee lift, but pretty effective. And then Sean Ennis, I think from Navan AC, was in second. So the stadium definitely a little bit quieter now, and a lot of the kids have headed for the hills. It's that constant noise in the background. Suddenly it's all very calm and quiet. So a few changes in this one as well, but it looks like Michael McCarthy from Donore Harriers in lane 1. In lane 2, then Ricardo Bocina from Castle Comer. I can see Eniola Majugebi from Leevale is out in lane 6. Selbridge's Owen O'Sullivan, I see him there in 5. David O'Mara, Selbridge is in 7. And then I think it's David Mulligan from Crockwell in 8. There's no number on. So I'd expect Oniola Majugebi to take this from a 7:36 PB. But he's been David O'Mara from Selbridge got a great start, but it is Eniola Majugebi from Leevale. Took that one in 7:34, so I'll be well pleased with that. final heat now in the 60 metres, as we see Eniola Majugebi take that race in 7.34. So a couple of sub 7 second athletes here. Bruno Iavoro from Newbridge, we see him in the green in Newbridge. He is a 6.91. Just trying to see is Mark Smith from Raheny Shamrock at the start line there. He is, that's him coming down in lane 6. So our national senior indoor 200 metre champion, coached by Kay Bannon in Raheny Shamrock. So he's a 6.84 athlete. So he's wearing the DCU singlet tonight, Raheny Shamrock member. So decent field here in this final men's 60 metres. Jesse Osas in lane 5, the other sub 7 second athlete, 6.97. He's only an under 17. And then the other athlete in this field, just outside Mark Smith, is Manuel Ilori from Tullamore Harriers. So Chukwu Ogbeni from Titans AC in 3. Jesse Osas 4, Bruno Iavoro in 5, Mark Smith 6, and Emmanuel Ilori in 7. So not a bad field for our first track and field live event of the year. So away we go, and Mark Smith, as expected, off to a great start, but yeah, he won that pretty comfortably. He got out fastest, and he continued to. Bruno Iavoro from Newbridge in second place, 6.89 on the clock, so that's a decent opener for Mark Smith.
Not too far off his PB, and it's still incredibly early in the year. Of course, Mark had an excellent win over 200 metres in our National Outdoor Championships this year, and I'm sure he'll be looking to get some more medals in our Indoor Championships in the new year.
So not known for his 60 metres, but that was a really good start there. So we can see the replay. He got out at the start. Bruno Iavoro tried to close him down, but the gap opened more than anything else, and then it looked like it was Jesse Osas from Rathoath maybe in third.
Yeah, excellent run from Jesse Osas. Of course, he's very, very young, still only 16, and had a fantastic 6th finish place at the European Youth Olympic Festival in the summer.
So we see our women milers already on the line. So right on the inside there we see Jodie McCann, who will be on the Irish under-23 cross-country team going to Turin in Italy in a couple of weeks' time. And so she got through 8k up in Donegal at the weekend, and now she's stepping down to indoor mile tonight. And then I see Kelly Breen there from the North East Runners Club, 3rd in the Leinster Novice Cross Country this year. Sorry, 7th in the Leinster Cross Country Novice this year. And actually won the Louth Track and Field Athlete of the Meet last weekend at our Louth Athletics Awards. Doesn't get any bigger than that. Karen Hayes then from Rathoath, into her first year as an under-23. Emma Boland from Newbridge AC, Sharon Cantwell from Moyne AC, and then the other athlete is Imelda Lamb from Tullamore Harriers.
So we might have an interesting race in our hands. Imelda Lamb has a 4:52 PB over 1500. Jodie, of course, is a high caliber athlete. She has a PB of 4:22 or so over 1500 as well.
So we just wait for the starters to move from the 60-metre start to the start and finish area here. They just test the gun. So you'd have to expect Jodie to be the clear favourite here, as whether she'll go out and try and run hard from the start, or whether she'll just try and use it as a tactical tempo run.
So we've got McCann, Boland, Hayes, Breen and Cantwell.
So it does look as though Jodie's going to run it at her pace.
Looks like some of the other girls are following her here. I hope she doesn't end up in a pacemaker situation where she's going to take all the girls through to a good time, but you know, it's indoors, there's no wind, there's no elements to deal with, so there's no issues with taking it out hard and at the front in these conditions.
So it looks like a good honest pace anyway that Jodie McCann wants, and she'll want people in behind her just to put pressure on her the whole way, keep the pace going. So she's through in about 36 seconds through the first 200 metres. Kelly Breen in second place. Then we have Imelda Lamb from Tullamore Harriers, and then Karen Hayes from Rathoath. So Karen Hayes around a 2:12, 2:13, 800 metre athlete, I think. So if she can stay in contention, she will have a bit of speed towards the end.
You know, if they keep this up, they'll be going for maybe Jodie is aiming for a 4:40-ish pace tonight. If she can maintain the pace, continue and come through here in 70 seconds, if she can.
Yeah, about 71, 72 there. So that was probably a 36 second 200 metres. She hasn't shaken off the other three yet, but very early stages.
Very early stages, but very good to have company. You know, I think if we were looking at this list, we might think Jodie was really going to run away with it, but the other girls are sticking to her like glue. They want to make sure they get a good time and maybe even challenge her for the win today.
Yeah, and she's bound to have that 8,000 metres in her legs from Rosapenna at the weekend. Great to see her back running as well as she is. She had a couple of difficult years, but I've seen her run at the Autumn Open in cross country, and was much better now in the last race, so she's definitely coming into form.
Yes, I believe she was finishing her teacher training, which can be quite an intense year, and it's very difficult to manage your athletics training alongside that work. So I think that's all finished now, and that's why we're seeing her back. So hopefully no more issues and we can see her perform at her best.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kelly Breen having a great run here in second place from North East Runners, and then Imelda Lamb in third place from Tullamore Harriers, and then Karen Hayes. But the gap just beginning to form. 3 or 4 metres from Jodie to Kelly Breen. So Kelly Breen also in St. Pat's doing teaching into her final year as well. So she used to coach Kelly when she was in Dundalk, and now she's with the group with Joe Ryan and DCU. So brilliant to see her continuing to keep training and seems to be running more than ever.
Of course, Kelly Breen's PB listed here is 4:43, which is, you know, definitely within the time frame that we're going to see Jodie running today, and I think she was just really going to try and put it down to her, but hopefully she ends up with something not too far off that.
So coming up to 1,000 metres now, 1,000 metres in 3:04, 3:05. So she led from the gun. She's opened up now about 20-25 metre lead. You can see Karen Hayes moved into third place from Imelda Hayes in fourth. 500, just over 500 metres to go now for Jodie McCann.
She's still looking very comfortable and stretching that lead, but as Fintan said, she was competing over the 8k cross in Rosapenna at the weekend, so hopefully she's not feeling that too much in her legs in the last few laps here.
400 to go, 3:41 with 400 to go. Kelly Breen goes through with 2 laps to go at 3:47, and Karen Hayes is maybe closing that gap ever so slightly.
Jodie just stretching her lead here to just under 50 metres as she'll be taking the bell for the last 200.
So coming up to 200 to go, she's going to be about 4:20. So I'd say she's going to run around 4:57 or so, maybe. If she can go home in 37.
Yeah, I would say a sub 5 minute finish would probably be a good thing to take from tonight if she can kind of squeeze that time in the last lap here. But she's just coming to lap the Newbridge athlete Emma Boland as she's coming into the last 100 of the ladies' mile.
Yeah, she's definitely shown her endurance there. She's definitely kicked in that last 200 metres. So that's actually a really good last 200 metres, 4:55. So she probably ran a 34-second last 200.
And then coming in second here is Kelly Breen. And then Karen Hayes from Rotooth AC.
So then Imelda Lamb comes through in 4th. Sharon Cantwell then from Moyne. And then she's followed home then closely by Emma Boland from Newbridge AC. So Jodie McCann just says congrats to Imelda. So the first of our 3 men's miles coming up. So it doesn't look as though we're going to have the 3 miles. It may very well be that there are going to be either 1 or 2 of them, because I can see some of the names from all of the entries. I can see Conor Curran there from North Belfast Harriers wearing 154. 4 from the outside, and then right on the inside, Lee Byrne from Rathfarnham. Owen Malloy from Castlegar then wearing 173. So it looks like we've only got 1 mile. Pretty packed field. So the key will be to get out. Matthew Willis from Lagan Valley, one of the younger athletes here.
So we've got Council, Parks, Porter, Perry, Malone, Byrne, Sherlock, Gilligan, Curran, Willis, Sherlock.
So here we go, probably about 15 in this race, Katie, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a little bit tight, but they've got off safely. Looks like there's going to be no casualties at that start.
So it'll be a case of whether athletes get lapped in this race. But we can see Lee Byrne in the white singlet there, right on the outside.
And it looks like Tom Perry of Bur AC that was just taking out the first 100 metres, but he is quickly being passed by Lee Byrne there, with Matthew Willis in behind in third, and then Conor Curran from North Belfast Hires in fourth.
So it's Lee Byrne leads them out from Tom Perry from Bur AC, and Matthew Willis, Lagan Valley, Conor Curran, North Belfast Harriers. Castlegar's Owen Malloy then in behind. So about 67 seconds for the first 400 metres. But Lee Byrne is keeping this pace nice and honest. He's just opened up probably a 5 metre lead of then 5 athletes just in a train. We can see Matthew Willis has decided he wants to close that gap, and Conor Curran, then the old master himself, is making that move. He told me not to mention him, which is even more of an incentive to use and abuse him.
Do you know his nickname? Apparently Giraffe. I think it's because he's tall. I don't know. I was told to mention it to embarrass him, but...
I know him as Mambo. But he's put himself into third place there. Matthew Willis in second place, and then our leader Lee Byrne, and then just tucked in behind him then is from Bur AC Tom Perry.
Looks like Conor Curran just making a little bit of a move around the outside there to try and move around Lee Byrne. It looks like Matthew Willis and Conor Curran are going to take this race on and push the pace on more than what currently it was at.
About 2:18 through 800. So it's the Lagan Valley man from the North Belfast Harriers, from Rathfarnham, Bur, looks like Castlecomer, and Lucan Harriers.
They're strung out quite nicely in this first group. They've got a bit of a train going on, which always makes running feel a little bit more effortless, and it hopefully will push some people on to good times here.
So 2:52 at the kilometre. Conor Curran now takes it on from Matthew Willis, and then Lee Byrne, and then from Bur AC he's just beginning to make his presence felt. Moves up into third place is Tom Perry. So he's moved into third, Lee Byrne 4. And then Owen Malloy, Castlegar 5. So these 5 pulling away from the rest of the field. Just over 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Conor has created a little bit of a gap between him and the rest of the field as they come up to 2 laps to go. Looks like Tom Perry from Bur AC is just going to try and get back onto Conor. Unfortunately, I think they just switched off a little bit and the group has become detached from the leader. But it's Tom Perry from Bur AC really making an effort to get back onto Conor Curran of North Belfast.
And Lee Byrne trying to stay in contention with Tom Perry there. So they're coming up to the bell. 4 minutes at the bell. Conor Curran is hurting. And now it's our Castlegar athlete Owen Malloy starts to make his move, and he's spurred on Tom Perry in second and third. And the two of them now start to close down Conor.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go past Conor here with 100 metres to go.
So Owen Malloy from Castlegar stayed well back and kicked with about 2:50 to go, and he's opened up 3-4 metres now over Tom Perry and Conor Curran in third place. But a nice win there for Owen Malloy in 4:33.08. So they're all coming steaming through here. Matthew Willis struggled in that last 400 metres after taking it on.
Great run there from Owen Malloy. He's just casually walking off the track there as some of the other athletes are continuing to finish the race.
He stayed well off the pace, and then when he made his move, it was very decisive.
Yeah, fair play to Conor Curran for taking the pace on. Really wanted to go, obviously put in a good effort today, and that's certainly what he got.
Kieran Porter from Lucan Harriers just comes across the line.
And Robert Gilligan of Metros and Bridges.
So we can see the final bend and into the home straight. O'Malley took a little look over his shoulder. Tom Perry gave it a good effort, but in the end he won pretty comfortably. So next on the track is your event, Katie. Women's 800 metres.
It is indeed. Unfortunately, I'm a little way off running one yet, but I'm a bit jealous.
Yeah, you'll hardly get to run indoors, will you, this year?
Probably not. No, definitely not. Why am I saying
Definitely not,
probably?
yeah.
Definitely.
But the outdoor season beckons, all going well.
Yeah, the goal is just to get back, maybe do a bit of pacemaking, run some 400s. I'm not sure I'll be back in tip-top 800 form this year, but we'll have to see.
Plenty of years left, unlike me. So Lisa Ward on the inside in lane 1, Michelle Brannigan in lane 2, Patricia O'Clery from Raheny Shamrock then in 3, Sue McDonald Newbridge in 4, and then it looks like Adrian Atkins in lane 5.
Looks like Sue McDonald and Michelle Brannigan taking this women's 800 metres out today.
So a lot of these athletes in and around the 2:30, 2:40 mark for 800 metres, so they've actually gone off at a fairly decent pace.
Yes, that is Alison Duff leading the pack here, coming through in about 36 seconds for the first 200.
Lisa Ward, Lucan Harriers then in second place. So I'd say when it comes to it, there'll be 4 of them at the bell, but they're only 300 metres into it.
Still looks like Alison Duff is just stretching away here from Lisa Ward of Lucan Harriers.
And then Sue McDonald from Newbridge has moved into third place from Michelle Brannigan LSA in fourth.
And then just at the back of the field there, we've got Patricia O'Clery and Alice and Adrian Atkins, both of Raheny Shamrock. So a little bit of a battle going on there for the Raheny Shamrock women tonight.
So Alison Duff will get the bell this time. So Alison Duff is going to get the bell in around 1:54. Lisa Ward in second, and then in third place Sue McDonald Newbridge.
Alison Duff still looking very strong as she comes into this last 150 metres. I'm not sure if their positions are going to change much unless Lisa Ward or Sue McDonald fancy making a bit of a sprint finish to try and catch her.
Yeah, it looks to be a bit of lactic setting in for the Lucan Harriers athlete, but I think she has enough to hold on to second place. But this has been gun to tape for Alison Duff from Newbridge. So she takes that one just outside our PB, I'd say. 2:34.17, and she has her PB down as 2:34, so she'd be happy enough.
Just showing the replay there of Alison Duff finishing. She looked very strong, led gun to tape pretty much, and hopefully was rewarded with what was a very close to a PB time or a PB.
So moves swiftly on to the men's 800 metres. We've Keith Pollard from St Lawrence O'Toole. From Newry AC we've Jared Parks. Colin O'Gara from Lucan Harriers. And then our fourth athlete is Brian Beattie from Lucan Harriers. And there's a few more stepping onto the line in this first heat, actually. So we've Vincent McCormick from Newbridge.
Kevin Nolan from Donore.
So we're obviously going to have 2 races in the men's 800 metres.
Just want to make sure we fill as many lanes as possible and that the athletes have enough bodies and people around them to ensure the races remain competitive. So we've got McCormick, Pollard, O'Gara, Parks, Beattie and Nolan.
So the first of our 2 800 metres. So it looks like Nigel Dignan from Trim AC is going to take this out, yeah.
Keith Pollard of St Lawrence O'Toole just taking it out along with the athlete from Trim AC.
Yeah.
And in third place there is Vincent McCormick of Newbridge.
So come up pretty brisk first 200 metres, 31 seconds. So it's Keith Pollard from St Lawrence O'Toole, Nigel Dignan from Trim AC. And then moving into third place then is Kevin Nolan from Donore Harriers. So they're not far outside 2-minute pace.
The athlete in the lead, his PB is listed as 2:19, so if we can keep this going,
Yeah,
that will be a massive improvement on that.
Well, at 63 seconds, he's either going to have an absolute nightmare of a last 200 metres with lactic, or it's going to be a massive PB by the looks of things. But you can't trust these PBs that we get shown to us here. But he's putting in a great show here. Keith Pollard, he's about 1:19 through 500. In second place then Nigel Dignan from Trim. So he'll come up, he'll get the bell this time.
He still looks strong. Pace might have slipped a little bit, but he's certainly...
Yeah, I think Nigel Dignan's beginning to make a little bit of a move. So Nigel Dignan slowly but surely is closing. He hasn't made a huge impact, but he is getting closer.
He's about to. Sometimes once you start to realise that the athlete in front of you is slowing, it spurs you on to get past them and finish that race in first place.
So he looks the fresher here. He's still got 3 or 4 metres to close in on him, but it looks as though he has the momentum. But can Keith Pollard react? He's trying. Look at the grimace on the face. The two of them going toe to toe line. Oh, and I do think Keith Pollard may have hung on there, did he?
I think he might have. What an excellent finish. And the PB that we have listed for Keith Pollard is correct. That is a massive PB, and he certainly deserved it after taking that race out and holding on such a tight finish.
2:11, super run. So Colin O'Gara from Lucan Harriers just comes across the line, and then followed by his clubmate.
We're just
Brian
seeing this
Beattie.
replay of the finish again, where the athlete from Trim SA really tried to slingshot off that bend, but unfortunately just couldn't get past Keith Bullard from St Lawrence O'Toole.
It's amazing that extra kick you get when someone just comes onto your shoulder.
That's how you know they're competitive.
Yeah. So next race there's Victor Asosa from Dunleer AC on the inside. Pretty good second race we have here. We have Jonathan Fitzsimons from Clonliffe Harriers. And then Andrew Connick, who's been around for a long time, a 151 man. Then Nathan Sheehy Cremin, junior man, 151 also. So good quality in this race here. Let's hope somebody makes a good fast run of it. Very early seasons for indoor 800 metre running, but it gives them a true test of where they are. So second men's 800 underway. I probably expect to see 13 or so after 100 when they give it a good old belt to try and get out into place. And it's Andrew Connick and Nathan Sheehy Cremin.
Yeah, very tight at that break there. We're very lucky we didn't really have any fallers, but
Yeah, so Victor Sosa just got a little bit bunched there, but the so Jack O'Donnell from Rathoath in third place. And then we've got
JD Kelly from Clonliffe just moving up there, trying to get on to that first group of three.
Jonathan Fitzsimons in behind him then as well. So Andrew Connick looks to be taking Nathan Sheehy Cremin through a decent pace here, about 42 seconds through the first 300 metres. So we're on course for around the 56 first 400 metres and then keep this going. And now Nathan Sheehy Cremin from Emerald AC just comes up onto the shoulder of Andrew Connick. And then Jack O'Donnell still right there. So about 57 seconds through the first 400 metres, and Nathan Sheehy Cremin looks pretty comfortable here. He's happy for Andrew Connick to push the pace on for as long as possible. I expect him to make a move at some stage pretty soon because he looks very, very comfortable there. But Andrew Connick is not giving away that inside.
I think that we're seeing where the experience and the youth lies. He's tried to come past Andrew Connick on the bend here, and a few times has maybe made quite an effort to get past him, but unfortunately just can't get round. It's Andrew Connick still holding on for the lead as Nathan Sheehy Cremin is just coming past him in that last 150.
And Jack O'Donnell from Rathoath then coming up onto the shoulder of Andrew Connick. But it looks as though Nathan Sheehy Cremin, very easy, long stride, looks over his shoulder, he knows he has this. So a nice workout for him in 1:56.61.
A little bit of a celebration as he comes through the line there. I could just tell in the last 400 he was really wanting to come past Andrew Connick there, really, but bided his time and I think probably made a move when was right and rewarded with a time that is decent for this time of year for sure.
Yeah, so we see him here, like he sort of coasts up the home straight, just happy enough with the effort that he's put into it. There's plenty more in the tank there. Good run then in second place by Jack O'Donnell from Rathoath, Andrew Connick in third, and then Victor Asosa Dunleer AC in four. Two women's 400 metres coming up. 4 athletes in the first one. We've got Niamh Murphy from Rathouth, Lily Cummins from Drogheda District, Sorcha Deneen from Lucan Harriers, and Sophie Gartland from ACC. So Sophie Gartland, more one 200 metre athlete, so stepping up to 400. Now, she hasn't done many of these, so she'll be heading into the unknown tonight.
Yeah, the first one can definitely hurt, so hopefully she can get that pacing right and have a first time experience that feels good.
Yeah, there's when the lactic comes in with about 50 or 60 metres to go on 400 metres, it is not a nice feeling.
Absolutely not. Unfortunately, I do think our indoor tracks are definitely a little bit more prone to falling, so hopefully no fallers in this women's 400 tonight. We have Murphy, Cummins, Deneen and Gartland in the first race of the women's 400 metres.
So the first of our two 400 metres, and Sophie Gartland has gone off pretty fast here, and then right in the inside, Niamh Murphy from Rathouth.
Still Sophie Gartland as we come to the break in this first heat of the women's 400 metres. She looks very relaxed and smooth. But as you said, the first 200 of it, 400 indoors, feels so easy. So let's see how she goes on this second and final lap.
A 27-second first 200 metres is not a bad start, and she looks pretty strong at the minute, as does Niamh Murphy actually. So the two of them going pretty well, but Niamh Murphy maybe closing the gap slightly, but it's been a good debut I think by Sophie Gartland.
Yeah, she's still looking very strong as she comes into this last 50, although I do think Niamh Murphy is closing that gap a little bit. She just needs to make sure she maintains her form, focuses and keeps using those arms, and she'll be rewarded.
58.93. And then next in third we have Lily Cummins from Drogheda District, followed home by Sorcha Deneen from Lucan Harriers. So we just see Sophie coming into the home straight. Gaps closed slightly, but she maintained her form. So next up, we have our second of two women's 400 metres. We have Kelly Barry from Lucan Harriers, Carol Kearney from Lucan Harriers, and Claire Rigney, also from Lucan Harriers. And then we have Laura Kelly from Rathote AC. Normally see Laura over 800 metres, so stepping down to 400 metres tonight. So on the inside is Kelly Barry, just walking back to our blocks. And then Carol Kearney from Lucan Harriers in 2, Claire Rigney, Lucan Harriers 3, and then on the outside in lane 6 is Laura Kelly from Rathote.
Laura Kelly is a 25-second 200-metre runner, so I'm sure she'll be looking to get out hard here today and potentially have that quicker time of the first heat.
So 58.93 the time to beat. So let's see what Laura Kelly can do, Katie.
Yeah, it looks like she's gone off quite hard here, with Claire Rigney just chasing her down this back straight. 3 Lucan Harriers athlete very close here.
Yeah, and Carol Kearney attends nearly all of these NIA lives that we had in the last few years. She goes to all the Masters competitions internationally, but was that about 28, 29 maybe, was it, at 200 metres there?
Still Laura Kelly here, moving nicely along the back straight, but it looks like Claire Rigney is also making chase and putting a bigger gap on her other Lucan Harrier athletes.
Yeah, so she's going to be under 60, but can she be under 58.93? It's going to be very, very close. It looks like it's going to be 59.54. So good effort, pretty even. Maybe a 28 and a 31. And then just getting up in the line for third place there was Kelly Barry from Lucan Harriers.
Lots of athletes on their hands and knees here. 400 indoors is very tough.
Getting used to the heat and running indoors, very, very different to running outdoors.
Absolutely. I do think we love this arena, but it can be, as a middle distance athlete, I would say it is quite warm.
Remember earlier in the year with the Nick Griggs Andrew Coscoran race, that after the race Andrew Coscoran had those doors over on the far side opened, and he stood outside there for a long, long time.
Yes, usually Nick does need to exit the stadium for something you couldn't do inside, unfortunately, after a race.
So we move to our final events of the evening is the men's 400 metres, and we have a lot of heats. You can see a lot of athletes there in the centre. So pretty successful first track and field live. So well done to the team for putting it together. It's a small team here, but everyone works hard, plays their part, and we absolutely rattle through the events in very quick succession.
The first heat of this men's 400 metres, we've got Antoinette Rockhead of Blackrock AC in lane 2, Hugh O'Brien of UCD AC in 3, David Rock in lane 4, and Mark Tierney of Nina Olympic in 5. Lanes 1 and 6 are empty here.
So we saw UCDAC take the men's and women's senior cross-country titles at the weekend. So the famous yellow singlet, worn originally by Dave Matthews, who was one of the first UCD scholarship athletes back in the early 90s. And they continue to produce some fantastic athletes. So here we go, in the first of our senior men's 400 metres, very little between them, probably on the inside it's Blackrock's Antoine Roquette, and he has actually taken those staggers on them all. So he will break in the lead, probably a significant lead here.
Yeah, with Hugh O'Brien just breaking behind him there from the UCD AC team. That's Antoine Roquette taking the bell.
So around 26 seconds. So I'd say it'll come home maybe in the mid-50s. Hugh O'Brien still only 3-4 metres ahead, but looks as though that's enough for Antoine Roquette from Blackrock AC to take this first men's 400 metre heat. So 53.90, pretty even splits around. He was 26 odd for the first 200 metres. So we just see the replay there, 7-8 metres for Antoine Roquette. Held his form very well up that home straight. And then in second place, Hugh O'Brien, you can see he's working hard. Russell from ASAC, and then outside him we have Owen McMurrish from Dundrum South Dublin, and then Luis Allegra Batala from Lucan Harriers. So Owen McMurrish from Dundrum South Dublin has gone off fast there, and then on his inside Adam Russell from ASAC, and then Luis Allegra Batala from Lucan Harriers. But that's very strong first 150 metres by Owen McMurrish. So he comes up 26 seconds at the bell. And then pretty close then in behind between Luis Allegra Batalla and Adam Russell. But nice bouncy stride there, Katie.
Yeah, he's looking really good. Stretching away his lead even further now by the looks of it. I actually think he's picked up the pace in this last 100, which is usually very difficult to do in a 400. But yes, coming in to take the win in roughly, 54.19 on the clock.
Yeah, for an under 17 athlete.
And then a little bit of a battle on there between Adam Russell and Allegri Batalla from Lucan Harriers. I'm not sure who got that.
I think the young ASAC athlete may have hung on for that one. So that race was 54.17. The race beforehand 53.90. We expect the times to get faster as the races go on.
Looks like we've got all athletes listed on our sheets competing today.
Does make it a little bit easier when the names are in the correct order on your start sheet. Last Sunday it's always the case where some of the numbers aren't on your start sheets, and they're the ones that are looking for medals. Like Anna Gardner from East Down on Sunday, and her name wasn't on my sheet, and I couldn't for the life of me think of her name. And Sod's Law, she was right up there.
You did a great job. Hopefully they don't hold it against you too much.
I'm not sure whether Peter Morgan will or not, you know.
So we've got Eccles, McCarthy, Buccina, English and Morgan.
So our third race of 6 underway.
Looks like Riccardo Buccina of Castle Cummer AC is just stretching the lead a little bit. But in lane 2 we've got Charlie Eccles of Drogheda and District that's really just trying to make up his bend there. He's kind of got ahead of everyone in the stagger there before breaking.
Paul Morgan at the bell takes the lead, but this all pretty bunched together here. Denore Harriers, Michael McCarthy then in second place from Castle Comer's Riccardo Buccina, but then James English from Drogheda District.
I think that was an excellent example of where the outside lane certainly gets a little bit of an advantage on the break, where Paul Morgan from Metros and Bridges got a bit of an advantage there, and he is trying to hold on to the lead here. But it's Michael McCarthy Sr. from Denore Harriers taking the win from Riccardo Buccina of Castle Cummer AC, and Paul Morgan finishing in third.
Great race, that one. I can confirm that Peter Morgan is looking at the live stream. I've just had a text.
I can tell you he probably isn't annoyed. He's a lovely man.
So it looks like we have 3 more races left tonight. So on the inside we have Ernesto Saborio Cordoba from Drogheda District, and then we have Sean Owens in lane 2 from Crusaders AC, Andrew Kelly from Drogheda District in lane 3, In lane 4, Cormac Crotty from Annalea, under 17 athlete. And then in 5, Jack Kelly from Ratoath, also under 17. And then out on the outside, Darren Murphy from Limerick AC, although I don't see him on the start list. So 5 athletes.
Looks like a great start from the athlete on the outside, Darren Murphy. I think we thought he wasn't starting, but he must have just jumped in at the last minute there.
Andrew Kelly also going well from Drogheda District in the red in the centre there.
Having a great battle with Cormac Crotty of Annalea AC.
Darren Murphy looks very comfortable there, 25 seconds. Just looks to be jogging, whether he is or he isn't. But then Cormac Crotty now from Annalea is going to try and make a move on him. So let's see what happens here. It's pretty close in behind Jack Kelly and Andrew Kelly as well then from Ratoath and Drogheda District.
Yeah, it's pretty tight in this last 100 metres. But it still looks like Darren Murphy of Limerick AC. But it's Cormac Crotty is really trying to get past him here. But it looks like Darren Murphy of Limerick AC just holding on for the win there from Cormac Crotty.
So the clock shows 52.99 there, so let's hope that stays in the twos. So our second last event of the night, our 5th of 6 races in the men's 400 metre. So Alex Fernandez from Metro St Bridget is in 2, and then Ben Clavin from Corran AC is in lane 4. I am going to make a guess that probably coached by the great Dermot McDermott. And then in lane 5, Cathal McElgan from Carrick and Shannon, and then out in lane 6, Emmanuel Osas from Ratoath. So entered in this race was actually Fintan Dewhurst from Tyrconnell, but he's not down. So I was team manager over in Jerusalem when he won that brilliant medal at the European Youths in the 400 metre hurdles. And he, like me, 4 months later got our suitcases back.
I never got mine back, unfortunately.
4 months, yeah. And a few athletes had taken some fruit with them in their suitcases when they got them back. It was not a pretty sight.
It's a lesson learned anyway.
So it is Ben Clavin from Corran AC, and outside him Cathal McElgan from Carrick and Shannon. Then right in the inside, Alex Hernandez is giving it a right go as well, but it's the Corran AC and the Carrick and Shannon athletes side by side. So from Corran goes through in 24 seconds, so good pace here by Ben Clavin. Cathal McElgan still in contention, but Ben Clavin storming down that back straight.
Yeah, a bit of a battle for the bell there, but Ben Clavin really storming away in this heat of the men's 400. Looks like the athlete from Carrick and Shannon starting to get caught by Alex Hernandez and Emmanuel Osas. But it's Ben Clavin from Corn IC taking the win.
51-27. So we reach our final event. We started at 6:30 and we'll be finished at 9:45. So just over 3 hours for about 500 athletes to get their legs turned over on this very fast NIA indoor arena. So great opener to our 6 or 7 events that we'll have over the next 3 or 4 months.
So from the inside, we've got Masterson, Hogan, Ryan, Doody and Nugent. And I believe lane 6 will be empty tonight.
So a lot of these athletes in or around 50 seconds. Unlikely we'll get a sub 50 tonight, with 51 in that last race. So let's see, can this be the fastest one of the evening? So we're final event of the evening, our 6th and final men's 400 metres, and they haven't held back here, Katie.
Absolutely not. It looks like Joe Doody from Cabinteely AC is really moving in that outside lane there.
Darragh Masterson right in the inside then as well from Rathoth. But he's only going to be 4th when they break. So they were around 23 seconds at the first 200 metres. They'll not hold that, but it's going to be really, really fast and tight last 100 metres because Darragh Masterson is coming back at them, but I don't think he's going to have to settle for 3rd. It looks like Cabinteely's. So Joe Doody from Cabinteely holds on to take that. He looks straight over at the clock. First thing he does, he sees his 49.38 and he is very happy.
I think we were proved wrong there. A sub 50 to finish off the night. Really nice way to end the event.
And look at what it means to him there. This is obviously a massive PB for him. So very nice at end of November to be running sub 50.
Absolutely.
For an under 19 athlete. So a nice way to finish. So we look as they come around that top end into the home straight, and Joe Doody was working and working and working when he was being chased all the way by Kieran Nugent from Carrick Navarre and then Darragh Masterson, but you can see he looks straight to the left, looks at the clock, and it's 49.38.
Earlier on this evening we heard from Mary Behan from St Patrick's AC in Carlow. We just wanted to hear a little bit more about her experience of skilling up as a coach and helping to develop her club. She was part of the Forerunners programme run by the Women in Sport officer Liliane O'Hora in 2021. So we spoke to her to find out what she thought of it. Mary from St Patrick's AC. They're a new club based in Carlow, and she has recently participated in the Athletics Ireland Forerunners programme, which we just wanted.
Coming out of, I suppose, a kind of a lull, and we're trying to get the numbers back up. On the Forerunners programme, I suppose before I got involved in athletics because my kids were doing it. I started doing a little bit of coaching and really enjoyed it. Saw the Forerunners application form and thought, you know, there's no way I'm qualified enough to do that, and I kind of put in an application not thinking I'd get it. And when I got accepted onto the programme, I was just delighted. Now, I went up thinking everybody's going to have more experience than me, I'm going to stick out, but it wasn't like that at all. And since I've done it, it's given me confidence to try and kind of push our club on, do more coaching, and I suppose, you know, be not afraid to say, why don't we do this? Whereas before I would have been saying, oh, I hope somebody suggests that we do that, you know, whereas now I'm kind of trying to drive that myself. And that's a lot to do with the Forerunners programme.
Absolutely, that is exactly what the Women in Sport strategy with Sport Ireland is about. It's about putting our female coaches and the leaders in our club in better positions so that they can push our girls on and make some more decisions. So you're here tonight at the live athletics meet. How did it go for the club, and are you excited to be here? It was some of the athletes' first time competing indoors, and generally, how did it go?
Very stressful. We got stuck in traffic for about 2 hours on the way up, so thankfully the start was delayed a little bit, but we had literally people running in from the car park, taking off their tracksuit, trying to get to the start. But look, everybody got to run, so it's been a great experience for them, and they all really enjoyed it. So like it's such a great club night, and one of the things that we see as a problem with athletics generally in Carlow is that we don't have enough competition for the kids. So if they're playing football matches every week, you know, it's much easier because they get competition. So to be able to bring them here on a Thursday night, on a school night, and get a bit of competition, they loved it. And as you said, some of them have never ran indoors before.
That sounds excellent. Lillian also let me know that you recently have skilled up in your coaching. What would you say to someone that was thinking about trying to push their club on more, develop their coaching skills, and really try to push themselves forward to develop a club?
Well, definitely, like Athletics Ireland, really since COVID, since we've come out of COVID, the opportunities that are there to upskill yourself are amazing. And I would say to people, don't kind of think, oh, I couldn't go because I don't know enough, everybody will know more than me. Go sign up for anything that you can, because the people that you meet, the network that you build up, everybody is really on for helping each other out, and like I'm doing the level 2 at the moment with 7 of the other Forerunners, and like we're like a little group now, and you know, we've even met another couple of people down there on the first weekend, and that's on this weekend now and next weekend. So hopefully after that I'll have gone and got my level 2 as well. So yeah, I'd say do anything that's there, just sign up for it.
We're so grateful for coaches like you, Mary. Thank you so much for talking to us, and safe home. Hopefully it is a slightly smoother journey for you back.
Yes, thanks a million. Thanks.
No problem, thank you.
So that's our first one down, 6 more to go. So next Thursday we'll be over in the TUS in Athlone on the 1st of December for our second of our track and field lives. And then we're back here on the 14th of December for our third event. And then, as you can see, we'll have 4 more then post-Christmas. So thanks again for tuning in tonight. We all enjoyed it here, and I hope you did. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm an athletics coach. But it all starts here, on the track, at grassroots level.
Fiona and myself and other female coaches here in Limerick and the Midwest region have been collaborating together to support teenagers.
It's always great to have a chat with Olivia, it's always good fun. It's nice to have good people around when you're training.
So if you'd asked me a year ago, would I have been here making a video? No way, Jose. But after doing a year of Forerunners, female leadership group. It actually has transformed me. It's built my confidence. When you're introduced to and get to sit with other inspirational women that do such great work, it's kind of like, look, we all have to help each other. Any other woman watching this out there who says, oh no, I'd never be able to stand in front of a camera and talk, look, I'm doing it. A year ago I wouldn't have. I'm doing this because I was on the Forerunners group.
Hi, I'm